Oh, welcome back to Parking Lot Takes. That's Brendan. I'm Christian. And that's Kody.
And the wait for our first guest might be over.
But the conversation is just getting started.
Yes, it is.
Guest. We have a guest.
We have a guest.
It's our first guest.
Our first official guest.
Official guest.
Official guest.
The best guest.
The best guest.
That made it.
The best guest so far.
And the worst.
And the worst
He's
guest.
got a good
see how
point.
he
He's also the most famous guest.
You're right. That is
I am
true.
the least famous.
That's true.
He's the least famous guest as well. This is our dearest friend, Kody. And he's joining us today. And we're going to get into that, why he's here.
Yes.
But first, we have exciting news.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So a little bit of planning ahead announcements.
Yes. We got a busy week ahead of us.
Well, we just had a freaking awesome month in general.
We have, yeah.
We have gotten invited out to go see Fantastic Four at an early screening at IMAX headquarters in LA, baby.
Yes.
And we're pumped
I'm
to
so
be
pumped,
there.
dude. I can't wait.
Yes, we are so excited. Shout out IMAX and shout out The Escape Pod for inviting us. They're awesome.
They're awesome.
And I'm super excited and so scared, but it'll be all right.
It's going to be fun, though. We're seeing it 2 days early.
We're going to see it 2 days early, so we're going to have an early review of it coming out that Wednesday, and we're flying out Monday. We're getting there at 10 o'clock. We're sleeping. We're going to the event, and then we're flying home on a red eye.
At midnight.
And then filming.
Yes.
So it's going to be a good old time.
We'll try to still bring the energy.
We have
we
tickets
film.
to see Fantastic Four.
Oh, we do.
Do you want to keep those?
That's a good point.
We should wait to see the movie.
Yeah, and then we'll decide that.
decide.
Yeah, we can get a refund up until the showtime.
That's a good point. That's a good point. All
If
right.
it's a banger, I'll keep it. But
Would you like to introduce our kind sir to my right, your left, and that camera's middle?
Kody, also known as K.H. Johnson, he's an author.
Also known as exclusively to this podcast,
The Codester.
What can I say? I've just been lurking in the comments.
Yes,
The,
lurking in
you
the
know,
comments. That's so
Giving
funny.
snarky, fueling the hate comments.
Yes.
Like, y'all should really get
Oh,
on
that's
these
you.
things.
Yeah. So Cody's got a
duplicate
burner
that.
account.
Yeah.
He's
Wow.
like, Man of Steel sucks.
Holy cow.
Bad Sharks fan.
You just don't understand 28 weeks later.
That was you.
that was one of my many burner accounts.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
I'm billing you the therapy sessions. That's terrible.
Yes, that's awful.
Golly.
I've had nightmares about those comments.
I haven't been present to my family for months. I've been absent.
Yeah, it's been a serious
That was my Lex Luthor plot.
I ended my engagement over that.
Wow. All right. Sweet.
But he's a good friend of ours. He's a fellow nerd, loves fantasy, but he's an author, which is really cool. So we want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
Let's lay out the episode, though. So
I have a can of
WD-40.
It's to keep the conversation
like in
moving.
front of the open flame. I have the oil, you know?
My voice is a little scratchy. Can you hit me with a little WD real quick?
That's gold. It's just like,
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
oh
Yes,
my
Fireball.
gosh.
That's funny. Let's lay out the episode, though.
This is an electric intro.
It really is. This is so fun. This is great. Thank you, Kody.
That's the K.H. Johnson magic.
That is the best guest intro we've had.
Wow. That's incredible. The
And
K.H.
worst-
And the worst guest intro.
That's fair.
Yeah, no.
That's fair.
Officially, yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit about Kody and his books, get to know him, kind of hear what he's been kind of watching, things like that. We're going to talk a little bit of Superman because he is a passionate Superman fan, very much like you. I love Superman, but I'm not as passionate, I don't think, about you. But he has got a plethora of comic book knowledge that
More than we do.
way outweighs us.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes Christian look like he's never read one before. So, but
That's almost accurate statement.
you've been catching up. I give you credit. But all right, do you want to pull it up that way we can roll through some of the stuff that we wanted to talk a little bit about?
Did you want to introduce yourself? Plug anything?
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah, what you got?
Oh man, what's there to say? So I work kind of more in the medical field, which is kind of funny. That I ended up in so many different creative.
Yeah.
And, having so many friends that are creative too, because my regular work, not at all creative. Very very technical.
Yes.
So it's kind of funny that I ended up doing so much writing and so much just creative stuff because my normal just day in day out not creative.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but it's a nice change of pace. So it's,
Yeah.
it is It is very, very nice. I'll go to work and then I can come home, and then just writing for me is just like a detox, and it's just like so refreshing.
Yeah, you can decompress doing something you're passionate about, something you enjoy. Yeah.
So and it's cool because like my wife, shout out Stasia.
Shout out Stasia. Yeah.
She is big supporter, hugely talented, but she's also like a big fantasy, sci-fi, huge nerd. So a lot of people don't know this. We had our engagement pictures at a comic book store here in town.
Oh, really?
Old Pop Comics. Yeah, we actually.
Oh my gosh, I haven't been there.
Shout out Pop
Comics. Yeah, shout out Pop Comics. You have mentioned it before, but I've never actually been yet.
So one of the things I love about Pop Comics is that it is just strictly a comic book store.
Yes.
Because I know like a lot of other comic stores, they do like the tabletop gaming stuff. They do a lot of other like
trying to get more revenue.
Yeah. But like it's very much just like a very good like small kind of hometown feel to it. So it's always been like it's my like go-to comic book store.
That's cool.
There's a bunch of other really good local places here in town. I love going to TBS too, and
yeah, I love TBS.
But Pop. Shout out Pop Comics for letting us do our engagement pictures there.
Yeah.
And that was goodness. Man, 8 years ago.
That's cool.
Time
though.
Flies.
Do you feel like you buy a lot of comic books? Like, let me ask you this way, like consistently, because I'm kind of sporadic with it. I get an obsession with it for like a month.
Yeah.
And I'm buying them left and right, and then I kind of like fade off, and then I get back into it. Like, do you feel like you're consistent?
I no, honestly, I'm
yeah.
And it kind of depends too, because like I used to pull like back when Invincible was still running, like I was pulling like the Invincible comic like every week when it was still running, like, and like it was like counting down the days to when the next Invincible issue came out. But there's a lot of series like that I was very, very like, especially like limited series, like oh man, like Tom King's Mr. Miracle run, like that one was another one that I was just like. Even with a lot of the stuff after like Rebirth, like a lot of those were I was pulling those very, very consistently.
Yeah.
But then kind of once I went away to grad school, I kind of stayed more in the digital comics.
Yeah.
I still visited whenever I came back to the old hometown.
Yeah.
And I still pulled some stuff. But I was a lot more digital.
Yeah.
Kind of after grad school and kind of since now. But yeah, I still am pretty consistent with it though. I read a lot more indie stuff these days than anything else, to be honest.
Yeah, you've talked a lot about indie comics and stuff like that. I've only dabbled a little bit, but not a lot.
It is there's so much to it these days. Like there's so many good comic book companies, indie publishers putting out some really, really good stuff. Yeah. And a lot of it has been hugely influential for like my own writing.
Very cool.
Yeah. So which is kind of interesting, kind of seeing just how many different facets of my life has kind of like shaped my writing. Yeah. Because like my original interest was not in, and I'm going to blame you two for this, by the way.
Let's go.
I'm going to blame you two for this. I was super into like film and stuff back in like college. And that's kind of what got me into like creativity and writing to begin with. We had back at the coffee shop I worked at, there was a guy who taught screenwriting there.
Oh, wow.
And he was kind of a shout out Paul. But he was the one that kind of really, really kind of stoked the flames behind like creativity and like writing. And, back then I was, writing mostly like screenplays or myself and stuff like that. But of course, nothing ever came of it. But it was just like a good creative exercise.
Yeah.
Something that you can just kind of just like, I tell everyone, even these days, like I write for myself, right? It's a hobby.
That's good. Yeah.
And that is very, very freeing for me because it takes a lot of, because unfortunately, like there's this big thing within writing where it's like a lot of people feel this pressure. Like I don't feel that pressure, right? Because first and foremost, for me, it's a hobby. Like it's not my career. Whereas I know a lot of writers where it's like, oh yeah, I majored in writing, which a lot of authors don't even recommend anyway. They don't recommend majoring. They say, major in what you're passionate about, then add writing onto it. Yeah. So it's kind of neat to see kind of how all these different kind of things kind of combine together to be like, oh yeah, like this writing thing is like.
I mean, that's cool though, because like we always praise, I feel like filmmakers specifically who are like, when they say like, I made this movie for me. Yeah. Because it shows like a lot of their style and flair, and it typically is something that like the wide audience wants to see because they want to see it. So that's pretty cool.
So here's a question I have for both of you. Since I've started this podcast, what got y'all into film?
Ooh.
Like was there like a moment? Was there like a gradual thing, or is it like
there's a few films that I would say.
Star Wars. I watched when I was 4 years old. My dad was playing professional baseball in Texas. We lived in like a really small apartment, and my mom took us to the grocery store, and there was a lightsaber toy, and I was like, what is that? And my mom bought it, and she bought a Phantom Menace, and I was just like hooked on Star Wars. We watch Star Wars every day. Loved Star Wars to death.
So you started on episode 1 then? You didn't start on episode 4.
It was 4. Like, I don't know if episode 4 would have grabbed me at 4, but it was like lightsaber fights and all that stuff. So I do have a special, like, big heart for Phantom Menace. And then she bought episode 2. We watched 2 religiously, like all the time. And then 3 hadn't come out at the time. Which it did later that year when we started getting into it. And I remember we moved back home after baseball season, and my friend came to our house, and he was like, I just saw Star Wars episode 3. It's awesome. I'm like, we gotta go. Yeah. And that kid's mom told my mom someone gets burned alive on screen, so she wouldn't take you.
No. Oh, that's tough.
So instead, she bought episode 4. So Star Wars is like my a big love, and then Christopher Reeve Superman. That first movie, I watched that a ton. I was obsessed with it in the old cartoons, and then I think like there was like probably a big spike in interest in movies, and then it just gradually grew from there. That's just for me, like that's just what I can remember. But yeah, I've always felt like I'm just more passionate about it than the person next to me. Like usually,
I've always gotten that way.
Always loved movies a little bit more, and I remember when Force Awakens dropped. And we were in high school, and I texted all of my like elementary school friends who were like, "We love Star Wars. We're playing Star Wars lightsaber fighting in the yard." Yeah, dude, nobody cared. Oh my gosh. None of them did. Like I was the only one still like that into it and excited. So that hurt my soul. That's okay.
Oh man, no, Star Wars is a big one for me. I mean, my dad loved like Star Wars. I mean, as I got older, we watched a lot of the Marvel movies. He was very much like, "I'll take you to the movies. Let's go see the popcorn flicks." But movies were always a huge part of my family, like in general. Like my dad loved like the 80s action movies. My mom loved like the dramas and the old musicals, like Singing in the Rain. So like I was always around it. My grandparents, they had a entire wall of just like old Disney movies. And every time I'd come over, they'd be like, go into the office, go pick out a movie and put it on. So it was like always a conversation in my family. So I feel like I was always destined to kind of be more passionate about it, I would say. But I mean, I loved all the nerdy stuff like Star Wars and Marvel and the superhero movies. But there definitely was a point in, I think like middle school or high school, probably more middle school, where I started like, I started consuming a lot of like YouTube about film and people doing what we do now. I started like getting into the deeper conversation and like hearing recommendations from people. And I was like, oh, okay. Like there's more than just like the fun popcorn flicks. And so I started watching movies, like some classics like Shawshank Redemption. And it genuinely was like this, oh my gosh, movies are more than just fun. Like they can cause me to like cry and like feel like deeper emotions. And so, I mean, I still do. I would love to be like a producer, a writer, a director one day. Yeah. That was kind of always my dream, and then life took me a different route. But I've always been kind of passionate. I mean, I felt the same way. Like all my friends, I was like, I'm just more passionate than my friends about this. They just don't understand my deeper level of knowledge of movies.
So funny, that comment, the old YouTube videos. Lessons from the screen. Did you?
Yes, absolutely.
Every frame of painting. Captain Christian. Mm-hmm. Man, those are some classics.
Yeah, there's some good ones. And, and like creators too that have just been in this space now for like 10 years who like, I mean, I still follow and watch their stuff.
You're right. It's still so crazy.
I mean, Jeremy Johns when he was young, Chris Stuckman, like reviewers and things like that. And I was like, these guys are like talking about movies in a completely different way than I have. I'm like, that looks so cool. And that fight was awesome. And they're like talking about the intricacies. I'm like,
do you remember the first movie you saw that when you weren't like you realized like, oh my gosh, movies can be bad? Do you remember what that movie is?
Oh, can be bad.
Yeah. Like the first time you watched a movie and like, let's be real. Most time when we were kids, we watch movies and we liked them. We watched them as adults. We're like, oh, that wasn't, that great. Like Man of Steel. But in that regard, for me, I remember coming out of Fan 4 Stick.
Oh and
being like, I would pay to not have seen that movie. That movie sucked.
Oh my gosh. Mine was probably one of the Transformers movies was probably because I loved the first one when it first came out. And to be honest, I loved the second one too for a long time. I was a kid and I was naive.
The second one has fun moments. The stuff at college is funny.
I just don't like it very much. But the third one, I was like, again, I was young enough. It was probably fine. I think it was the fourth one where I was like, ooh, this is bad. Like, I don't enjoy watching this.
Age of Extinction.
Yes. I was like, I don't enjoy watching this. I'm sure there was like other movies. I was like, this is fine. But that was the one where I was like, this is bad. Like, this is really bad. I don't like that.
And then Bumblebee came out and it's kind of a horse girl movie. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, that's a great take.
Like it
Bumblebee is a horse girl movie.
It is.
That's
it's
awesome.
Like the
You're
exact
so
same
right.
plot. Nobody really understands me. Oh, I found this horse that really understands me. I'm just gonna bond.
I'm gonna bond with it.
Yeah, it's a horse girl movie.
That's a great way to describe it.
So is Iron Giant is a horse girl.
Iron Giant,
movie.
all right.
Yeah.
I like Bumblebee. I do.
Oh yeah,
like
I think it's fun. Bumblebee was great.
That's funny though.
Yeah,
so you're valid in saying that though. Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go.
But yeah, I guess that's kind of how I got into movies. I mean, I've always I told people in high school that I was going to be a director. I was going to go to film school, and then I went to PCC studied graphic design because they didn't have a film degree.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's kind of like the opposite of film school.
Absolutely,
that's like film school to the -1.
Yes. And the reason I picked graphic design
could have been the next Fireproof, dude.
Man.
Speaking of,
I could have been heading Angel Studios.
Were horrible.
God's Not Dead. I remember rewatching that and be like, this is bad. Like, this is not good. And the argument, like they're lying about making up psychology to I'm like, wow.
I would like to point out that Oscar-winning picture Sing Sing from this past year had a $2 million budget.
Oh my gosh.
That is half the budget of God's Not Dead.
Really? That's crazy.
There is no excuse.
Yeah, because everybody's always like,
well, they had $2 million.
They're just low budget movies.
$2 million to get the Robertsons to be in it.
Yeah, that's true. That's valid. Yeah.
And covering up what's his name's scandal. Anyway.
Yes, yeah.
Well, anyway,
oh no,
let's talk about that.
Oh my gosh, can I get everyone just so unbelievably hyped right now? Like just crazy hyped?
Okay.
Brother, dude, we're getting another Larry Boy movie in 2026.
What?
I know.
That is like...
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. They have announced that there is going to be a new Larry Boy movie in 2026.
That's
is it coming to theaters?
I have no idea.
We're going to see it.
We're going to the premiere. We're gonna email the studio.
Yep.
We're gonna be there.
So we're Christians.
That's Avengers Endgame for homeschool moms.
I know.
For homeschool moms,
culmination of our childhoods just forming into one film.
That's like the Batman Dark Knight Rises, finally gets its finish. You know?
Okay, well.
It's gonna be Larry Boy deconstructing. It's like Man of Steel.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a dark brooding retake of
I just have to rethink my vigilante persona. It's just not what I thought it has been since I was a kid.
Plungers aren't plunging anymore.
By the way, Bob and Larry, both fruits, not vegetables, but whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
I know.
That's crazy.
Found when I was looking for one of the graphics because we did a bit where we mentioned it.
Yeah.
So I was like trying to find a Larry Boy graphic and I saw this image and I was like, this is a clean Larry Boy image. Like, what the heck?
It feels new.
And it was like the announcement photo for a new Larry Boy in 2026.
Do you know who's doing it? Is it like Angel Studios?
I don't care, but we would like to be there. We're going to the premiere.
We come as Bob and Larry. That's funny.
Oh man,
gosh,
that's funny.
I had the Larry Boy mobile. Like I had the toys. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I had the toys, man.
Oh man, classics, dude.
If you want to go down an interesting rabbit hole, look down like the rabbit hole of like that studio.
Oh yeah, like
about how they were like
details.
About like how they were attracting talent from like Disney and stuff like that because like the animation for that stuff was like so revolutionary
at that point. Yeah,
super fascinating like ADHD rabbit hole for sure.
For VeggieTales, that's funny.
Well, we've been on a tangent.
It's been fun though.
I have severe ADHD, so
that's fine.
Really don't know where this conversation is going to end up going. So it's an adventure.
That's the fun.
Well, then let's do this. Let's. I'm going to let you kind of pitch your book, what you set the world up. Okay. Talk about inspirations.
Okay.
And then we'll just start talking about stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, so I will say the original, I don't know if a lot of people know this, the original title of the book was going to be Godbinder.
Yes.
Right. So, but then there was, so there was a few different reasons. Like there had been a couple other pieces of medium that kind of used that term. So I was like, kind of
be careful.
Yes. I was like, I didn't really, as much as I loved that term, it ended up kind of unfortunately going by the wayside. So what came out of, but the phoenix that rose from the ashes is A War with Gods and Grief. And of course, all of the spin-off books and stuff that kind of I'm working on in the backgrounds right now. But yes, thank you. Book one, designed by my lovely wife. Thank you. Shout out Stasia.
Mine's not new. Mine's very beautiful.
Well, I've got my beaten up red version at home.
So it's actually kind of the general kind of world plot of A War with Gods and Grief. Book one, Denial. Kind of each one is kind of based on the 5 stages of grief. It's essentially a girl in a fishing village finds a magical artifact and gains the power of a god that nobody has ever heard of before. Because in this world, there's gods and then those that can kill the gods, the binders, which were created by a god specifically because gods were just rampaging against humanity and there was really nothing that could be done about it. A random just girl in a fishing village finds a magical artifact and just gains the power of a god that nobody has ever heard of before. So that's kind of just the general plot for kind of the main storyline, but there's a lot of other things that I'm kind of interweaving. We got the new one coming out here soon. What Lingers Beneath. Thank you. That's kind of the nice thing about like a lot of the prequels and side stuff is that they could be read completely on their own, which is kind of the.
So you feel like this can be read?
Oh, for sure. Like
very
this,
cool.
Cool. So that like even if like you have no interest in like kind of the world at large, like it's a solid just standalone novel. Now I think it adds a lot of like depth to the world and like a lot of depth to the overall story. But that was kind of my vision with this entire world. And I'll kind of talk about like some of the inspiration and stuff like that too. But as I wanted like things that were different genres, but set within the same world.
So they feel like the same, but you're leaning into.
Yeah. Because my thing was like, and I'll use kind of the Harry Potter series as kind of an example was, I always wanted like a prison escape movie from like Azkaban. With like, it's like, okay, I love this world, but it's like, I want like different genres and different like story types within this world. It's like, give me like a police detective show around like them investigating like magical murders. Right? Things like that. Right. So that's kind of the avenues that I wanted to explore was saying, okay, we have like these normal stories, but like, what about things on the side, So this one is kind of more of a kind of a horror novel.
That's so cool.
Horror thriller, but without it being like grimdark, because like I feel like there's kind of been a trend in fantasy towards like kind of grimdark, and that's I kind of wanted to avoid that.
Joe Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Even though I don't even think that's very grimdark. It's just like not happy. Well, like there's no good guy. Like, like that's just like his version of grimdark. But, or I think the second novel is a lot more intense.
Yeah, and then that like there's just like a lot of like edgelord stuff, and it's like I kind of got tired of that, right? And that's why kind of I'll highlight both Star Wars: The Clone Wars and Avatar: The Last Airbender was kind of were very huge inspirations, I think, for my writing. Specifically because like what I wanted to do was I wanted like close friendships like within the book. Like I was kind of, I don't want to say like I was tired of kind of just like the angsty loner sort of thing, but I wanted people that were, in their late 20s, didn't have like it's like I don't really know what to do with my life. Right. That was the kind of things, the kind of dynamics I wanted to explore was like these really, really close friendships within the context of the fantasy world. Because that's one thing that I think Avatar: The Last Airbender does exceptionally well is like the relationships between the main cast of characters. There's really not a whole lot of.
Gosh, that makes so much sense.
Shout out
reading
the
first one.
Tea with Uncle.
Oh yeah,
Sit with Uncle Iroh.
Candle. Yeah, so that was from my wife and I. We actually we had a candle shop for quite some time, and we made funny. Like custom nerdy. We don't do it anymore. My wife still sells like prints and stuff, but we don't like do like candle. It just became.
Sorry.
I have power word smell.
Yes. I'm also a big D&D
big D&D guy. Yeah.
Oh man, I was.
So I was gonna say that's like my favorite thing about the book is like it just reads like a campaign, and I just like get taken back to 2 a.m. on a Saturday night, rolling dice, baby.
Yeah. So that was also kind of because there was a point in my life where I was DMing twice a week, like 6 to 8 hours a week. Wow. So I DM'd a lot, and then it just got to the point where I was like, I'm doing all this creating. I was like, why don't I just write?
Like focus it into writing?
Oh my gosh! Will you do a one shot for us?
Absolutely.
And we can record it.
That would be the greatest. Oh my
That would
god.
be amazing. I would love that. That would be so fun. We
that
could
would
do
be
it
so
in
fun.
parts too.
Yes. I did a
Or we could film it
did
all
a-
one, but we could cut it up.
I did a 2-part Alien one shot with some friends. Oh, it was so much fun. Set in the
I
Alien
want a
universe.
Star Wars one shot.
Oh my gosh, please.
So bad.
Well, there we go. We'll make it happen.
You know Caleb. He did when I was in college is how he got into D&D. And he was playing a Star Wars campaign. And every Friday night he would come back and tell me like what happened in the campaign. And I hadn't played D&D up to that point. It was like the coolest thing ever. And I always wanted to do Star Wars, but we never did. Since I actually started playing, we've just never done Star Wars.
There's so many cool like tabletop role playing games these days. Like there's new ones coming out.
That's so true. This is a good point. Like there are a lot of fun like tabletop board game, but
It
like
gives you the
in
same
role-playing
experience.
Yeah, there's a newer Dune one that came out recently. Vampire the Masquerade is supposed to be a ton of fun. I really wanted to try that. Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Cthulhu mythos was like a lot of big inspiration for that too. Just kind of otherworldly, kind of eldritch horror.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Shout out of future movie project as well. James Wan.
That's right.
He's doing Call of Cthulhu.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Have y'all ever seen the test footage that they released because Guillermo del Toro was going to do like a At the Mountains of Madness movie? Have y'all ever seen like the test footage behind that?
I don't know if I have.
It looks really good, and it made me. It's kind of that same feeling like when they originally like released like the Deadpool test footage, and people were like, I can't believe like this isn't getting made.
Yes, yeah.
Same sort of feeling because I love Guillermo del Toro. One of my biggest inspirations, him, and I think we talked about this. George Miller, director of the Mad Max movies. Do you know what he was before he directed the Mad Max movies?
I don't know if I do.
He was a surgeon.
George Miller was a surgeon?
George Miller was a surgeon in Australia before he made the Mad Max movies.
That's wild.
That's nuts.
Isn't that insane? Just like I think he's one of the most criminally underrated directors out there. Like the Mad Max movies do not miss. Wow. Every single one of them is good. He also went and did Happy Feet. Right? And then
that's not a miss. I mean,
like and then the 90s movie Babe. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did that too.
Wow.
Right? Like and so that's kind of like he is probably like one of my biggest inspirations because like he does like what I strive to do. He's like, okay, I'm going to do like all these things I'm interested in, but completely different genres. Yes. Right. And I feel like there's a lot of people out there that don't want to take a step outside their genre. They kind of want to stick and kind of, hey, I like this feels safe, but I really want to kind of stretch myself creatively and like explore different genres.
Disney remakes. Sorry, my bad.
Live action remakes in general.
In general, yeah.
Well, and even thinking about both the Clone Wars and kind of Avatar is like there's a lot of horror elements. There's a lot of multi-genre things within those shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even Avatar, looking at like, the face stealer, the blood bending, like there's a lot of different that make it feel like a more fleshed out world. And I feel like a lot of storylines, a lot of shows, they want to stick in one specific genre, one specific box. But there's so many that, and like I love incorporating like grief and things like that. Obviously like losing my father was a big reason that I started writing to begin with. And it's so interesting like going through that and just like looking at so many stories and seeing like how grief shapes stories so much. Like entire episodes 1 through 6 of Star Wars is literally just the story of Darth Vader grieving.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Like grieving the fact that, his mother passed, grieving the fact that, Padme might pass. And then all this stuff happens. And then just him as Darth Vader is just like him grieving until like he like, obviously redeems himself with Luke. And even like stuff more recently, like Sinners,
Absolutely.
Like I love y'all's episodes and your takes on Sinners, but like so many parts of that story are just like so many like key moments in that movie are just people grieving and like reacting to that grief. So in kind of incorporating that within the confines of like friendship and with the confines of like just a fantasy world is super, super interesting to me. So currently I've got about 20 to 30 books planned.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
That's
so there's as I keep writing, the more ideas keep coming. right? So,
that makes
so that's
sense.
kind of, because I know that's like a big fear for people. It's like, you know, I want to get invested in something, but I want to make sure that someone's going to like stick with it. you know?
Yes.
So, but like, there's so many different avenues of this world that I'm so excited to explore.
Do you feel like you've got like, well, and I'm thinking about like DMing for like Dungeons and Dragons. Do you have like all of like the entire like lore like on a board somewhere, just like in your head, and then like each book is just kind of like a certain section of that? Because I feel like after reading the first one, like we've only touched the surface. Like,
So,
I mean, obviously, I guess we have 20, 30 books planned.
Yeah.
Like,
So there are like big key moments like in the history that I definitely have mapped out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering.
Yeah. So there's like key parts of history where it's like, you know, you have like the time period where it's ancient magic.
Yes,
Magic is kind of unknown and it's kind of very mysterious. You have kind of the birth of the binders where all of a sudden binders realize that they can kill gods. And so you have kind of this just lots of war going on.
That era seems
that.
really cool.
Yeah, and then you have kind of the modern the era where most of the current series takes place, and that's kind of, hey, you know, magic feels more like a burden and a curse now because it's led to so much pain and suffering. But yeah, there's so many different key moments in the history that I'll mention that I mentioned in the books. And
you
a
like
lot of those,
touching on it,
and a lot of those go back and like get explored.
Yes,
No, you're
Scooch closer. But yeah, so I mean, there's so many. I mean, you know, I've got a mafia novel that's already been written that takes place because I love mafia movies.
Yeah.
I love mafia movies. So I've got that. I've got a kind of a romance sort of 2-book series that I'm pretty
spicy.
I'm
joking.
We're not gonna get too spicy with it. Probably
That's what
closed door,
Brandon
but no.
What is that cover going to look like?
Will it have
depends
German
on
and white on it?
depends on how Stasia designs it. 'Cause I leave that up to her.
I'm a guy, I love lore, but also love a good mechanic.
Yeah.
And in the first book you introduced with the God binding, and I'm obsessed with this mechanic and I really enjoy it, which is the like they all draw the binders on like one energy source, and it's not like infinite.
Yeah.
So the more binders drawing on an energy source, the less individually powerful each binder is.
Yeah.
And that's why when, Shaban, I'm going to say that correctly, correct? When she binds with her weapon, like, or her, that item, she finds that artifact.
Yeah.
I love that explanation. Like, I think it's so cool. And it's like, you obviously have a plan, but it's so, like, I'm like, this is a good, from my perspective, right? I look at them like, this is a great mechanic and this is a great character mechanic for the main character. Yeah. Because starting her this way is very cool. And then also, it could be easy story-wise to nerf her a little bit with that mechanic. So, like, that's, like, super interesting to me. And, like, I love that. And, like, how each binder you end up, interacting with, you have no idea how powerful they are. Just depend. And, like, that's super unique to me. And I love that mechanic. And it draws on, like, how the Speed Force works in some comics where, like, there's a finite amount of Speed Force. Yeah. When there's one speedster on the planet, he's the fastest, and then they start sharing. So, like, and I've talked this ad nauseum, but, like, I love Wally West for that reason. Like, he's not as fast because of Barry. Yeah. And so I think that's so cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was kind of one of the things that I really wanted to do, was kind of in terms of, like, the power and the godhoods and things of that nature, was like the power comes from these family of gods. Smaller the family, the more power there is shared between them.
I think that's so interesting.
So all of a sudden, in the first book, it's like, okay, there is a single god who is the only member of his family that nobody has ever heard of before. Yes. Like, that was like, and the idea came to me in a dream, believe it or not.
Wow.
Which sounds insane. I'm aware of that. And then I woke up the next morning and just started writing, and crazy.
That's cool though.
Yeah, and then just the ideas kept coming. So
I'm sorry if did I misspeak on that mechanic?
No.
Okay, no. This is how it works.
No,
okay.
that is how it works, right?
I'm in love with that. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. So like the gods, like, for a time they were just like creating tons and tons of magic items and things like that. They didn't realize that, like, these magic items were, like, activating the powers of all these binders, and they were reducing the power that was available to the family.
Oh, it's so good. That's such a great mechanic. I love that so much.
Yeah. So
and it's cool because the one moment where, and I'm trying to remember his name, but they are in, is it like Terminalis or
Terminalis?
Terminalis, yeah. So they're in Terminalis, and they go and they see the god that's there.
Yeah.
And you find out that he is the brother of another god who was killed, and he has inherited the powers.
Yes.
And I'm like, that dialogue there is just really fun because playing into the mechanic, he now has his abilities and he's more powerful because of that. So he's like kind of dealing with that, being like trapped in this domain, and he's kind of grieving and like hiding essentially, but he also has like this like enhanced power, and he's like kind of wielding it. I'm like, he's the god of shadows. Oh, I'm like, that whole like that scene is so cool. When he like, when he's like at the throne, and is it Giva? Is that how you say it?
Gilva.
Yeah. Gilva's like tired, and he like disappears, and he appears in the shadow next to him, and like gives him like a chair, and he like pulls a picture out of the shadow. I'm in my head, I'm like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
That's such a cool god.
When he rips the guy in half.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
See, I write so I tend to say my books are, I wouldn't say they're like they're pretty violent. Right?
Yes.
Like I'm very, and kind of, I'm pretty intentional about that too, because I feel like for we as a society have kind of been desensitized to violence. So the kind of almost outlandish violence in it, it seems to almost, it's supposed to contrast like the characters in general, who are very, very, a lot of the characters, they care about each other, you know, for the most part, like a lot of the characters are somewhat gentle. But I do kind of feel like, you know, even like a lot of, you know, war movies and things like that, where it's like it becomes more exciting and you don't really truly understand like the grotesqueness and just like the horror of the violence. So there is kind of like a point to it, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh, when the Dracoids are like axing people left and right, I'm like, this is so sick.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Anime is there's a few anime fights that have been some big inspiration too. But yeah, so the God of Shadows is actually one of my favorite characters to write, and like he definitely like shows up in like future books, and like he's been one of my favorite characters to write. But
that's my favorite character.
But it's kind of interesting, like using the magic is kind of a metaphor for just like mental health stuff and things like that too, because obviously like one of the things I'm very intentional about specifically with Siobhan is, you know, obviously she has, you know, ADHD, depression, is being like, hey, like I'm like forced to live with this. I don't have a choice in this matter. And that's kind of like the parallel that I draw. So you kind of have that parallel with her mental health stuff, with like this power that I didn't really want. Yeah. And I'm being kind of forced to live in this society now that with this power, and I never really wanted that to begin with, and I don't really know what to do with it.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was kind of a fun avenue to explore, was like, I don't really, like, I'm not a chosen one. It's like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Right. Cause like, I just got so tired of like every 18, 19-year-old like knows how to save bills. Like I'm 28 and it's like, I'm barely paying my bills. Right. It's like, I don't know what I'm doing with life. Yes. So I wanted characters
that's cool.
Kind of did that too.
Well, it makes it more real. It's like, obviously we all love the stories where like the heroes are like, don't do anything wrong and they're perfect and they're powerful, and it's like, oh, it's fun, but they're not like relatable. You know what I mean? So like it just makes the characters
like Man of Steel.
Shut up. He is relatable.
I'm gonna get
as relatable as Jesus. What are you talking about?
That's crazy that you just
I'm gonna get Snyder bots going and like review bombing my books now.
Jesus is relatable. I'm sorry. He endured all the pain and suffering of earth.
Yeah, he did. He took on the weight of the world.
You're right.
No, man.
No, you're wrong.
My favorite part of this book,
if I could envision Cavill Superman flying down and go, I'm as human as anyone, I'd be like, what is happening right now? Like, that is just not within like that character like at all.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's whatever.
Yeah.
Can you just stop, please? No. I've been up late at night over this.
I'm very hurt about the attack at Amazing Spider-Man that happened, and I will not let it go.
It's valid.
It's not valid.
It is valid.
It's not valid.
It is valid.
That's why I hope you choke on that cough drop.
I don't have a cough drop in my mouth anymore.
Well,
so suck it.
Shiley, should I step out for a minute?
Step out. We got to duke this out.
Let's get to Superman. Unless do we have any other thoughts? Or let's real quick. So book 1 is available on Amazon. It's available on Kindle. That's pretty much the the extent of like where you can buy it at?
That's the main spot right now. There will be eventually I will have my own website and there'll be direct sales. Right now though, I'm just wanting to get like my back catalog out there. So that's the big thing I'm focusing on before before I really kind of get more heavy into like the marketing and pushing and stuff like that. I want to complete the main series. So it's just one of those things like as soon as as soon as my wife decides it,
Yes.
But she's honestly, shout out to my wife again. But
shout out Stage. She's the best.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's the best.
yeah. So
This one is dropping though.
yeah.
So we'll check this out.
Yeah, so that'll be available. I mean, as soon as this thing airs. But
Sweet.
But yeah, so I am honestly just blessed beyond measure. It's been awesome, kind of going on this journey because like my wife has been a big part of this. A friend of ours does a lot of the artwork too. Shout out Bethany Stout, who does like a lot of the character art and stuff like that too. So it's just been an awesome journey getting to kind of do this whole thing.
This is fun to be creative.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fun to be creative. Yeah. I can edit this out.
Yeah.
But Stage is doing a logo for us, and I'm excited.
I'm so pumped.
It's sweet, and it's sick.
It looks so
I love
good.
the inspiration she drew on, and I'm very excited to share it with everybody.
It's going to be so cool.
I'm looking forward to sporting my Parking Lot Takes merch.
Oh, dude, when we got that logo, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see how you would theme this, like, and all that. Like, I was thinking about, dude, you could do
should see my ChatGPT right now.
You could do like the Superman crest for Superman with the PLT inside, like all these things. My mind was going. I could see Fantastic Four, I could see Avatar, I could see this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be sick. So I'm really pumped.
I was like already looking at like print on demand companies to like see. I was like, how can we do this?
Yeah, you could. I get that is an option. We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get to Superman.
Yes.
So we saw it at an early screening with you. Actually.
We did technically. Yeah, that's right.
And so I would just like we kind of do rock out of stars here, 5 stars.
5 stars.
What would you give it out of 5 stars, Superman?
I'd say 4.25.
Ooh,
4.25. So you're lower than both of us.
Because we both give it a 4.5.
That's so funny, dude. I feel like I clearly love the movie more than everyone else, but like I also crapped on it the most, and also have a high rating on it, I'm championing it. But sorry, but yeah, that's interesting. So, what can you kind of in a brief, very clippable clip, give me a 1-for-1 on obviously why it's as high as a 4.2, but maybe not also a 5 stars.
Yes.
I mean, so 5 star for me is like specifically reserved for like generational like masterpieces, right? I don't think I've rated a 5-star movie in a few years. It's been a little bit since I've rated like a straight up. I'm like, this is a 5-star generational movie. They should have this in film school, right?
Did you not feel that way about Sinners?
I didn't feel that way about Sinners.
Okay.
I would say Sinners came as close as anything has in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probably, I think the last one was probably Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was probably the last one.
Makes sense.
That was probably my last like 5 out of 5 stars.
Everything Everywhere.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
So this is why
that's an easy lock for me.
So this is why I would never say it's the film of the decade.
Yeah,
because you put Everything Everywhere into all that in that conversation. So I've always said in the last 5 years.
That's a good point.
I would probably say that would be another one that I would probably say 5 star.
Yeah. So in the last 5 years, I think Sinners.
That's a really good point.
So,
but Sinners, I would have to kind of sit and mellow on. Like it's still so fresh for me. Like I'd have to like kind of take a step back and say, okay, does this hold up like the way that it does, that Lord of the Rings does for me? Does this hold up? Is this like The Godfather Part 2? Is it that way for me? I'd have to kind of like I've got to chew on it, like revisit it from and if it still holds up 6 months now, like I don't think I've ever rated a movie just 5 star, like just out the gate. I'm like, oh, that was a 5 star. Like I don't think it's been. I don't think I've ever done that.
So you just gotta you need to like stew on it.
Yeah, I've got to stew on it a little bit. You know?
I think I tend to give 5 out of 5s probably more flippantly than I should. But like when I came out of Sinners, I was like easy 5 out of 5. There's no doubt in my mind.
I usually have an inkling within the first 20 minutes if this is going to be a 5 out of 5 stars. And I knew Superman wasn't going to be a 5 out of 5 stars within the first half of it. Yeah. Sinners was kind of like never fell off. Like it started strong. It's like I'm enjoying the period piece. how are they going to juggle the horror? And then they just did it so well. Like, it's nuts.
And also on a rewatch, everything holds up. Like, I didn't come out of it going like,
you come out with more.
I noticed something that I didn't like. I noticed more things that I did like. Yeah. So it just solidified.
I think I'll benefit on more repeat viewings of it, noticing a lot more small details. Like,
you pointed out that one detail.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so I showed Sinners to my mom, and I've told the story to both of you, but I showed Sinners to my mom. I was really excited, and obviously I praised the movie. She's a fan of the show. She's Mama Parking Lot Takes.
Mama Parking Lot Takes.
Curious. So I showed the Sinners to Mama Parking Lot Takes, and as we're watching this amazing movie, also on if you watch it on Max, you get the IMAX aspect ratios.
Really? Oh,
okay. Now I'm gonna have to watch
W HBO Max.
So good. Anyways, so we're watching it and Rimmick's getting on screen, and at a certain point she goes when Rimmick is talking to Haley Steinfeld's character
Mary.
My mom goes, Rimmick's wearing a wedding ring. Just like holy cow, you just added like 8 more layers to this movie? What the heck? Because like, dude, he's trying to bring his wife back. Like, holy crap. That's why he wants Sammy. Like, oh my God. That's why he needs Sammy. Oh my gosh, blew my mind. I was like, that would have done so many views. But yeah, he's wearing a wedding band. So you could,
and how do
theorize.
And how do they make you empathize with him? By making him a grieving man.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Like when he's in the water, just talking about
I love that.
And you just like start to feel for him.
Ireland.
Like, he got his stuff taken away from him too. It's like, they just kind of sneak that in there, and you're like,
that's the scene a lot of Christians had a lot of problems with.
Yeah.
I know, and I'm like, y'all didn't watch. Like, that's not like quoting. He's quoting
scripture.
He's quoting it back, but for like a completely. He's not mocking anything. Like he's like it's like out of.
I heard these words.
It's what these people use weaponized scripture against me and my family.
Yeah,
and like I love that. I don't love that, but like that's a good so good for his
using
character
history.
Yeah, like we should get over it.
Yeah,
I
didn't feel. In that context, because it's very historical, it didn't feel sacrilegious.
What I think what people didn't like was like when all the other vampires started chanting it, but it's so I could explain that away. But anyways, so Superman.
Yes.
Give us. I'm sorry, we interrupted.
No, listen.
So yeah, the 411. So what did you like about Superman? What do you think he did well? And then obviously what detracts from that.
Well, so let me start off with probably I think really my only real detraction from it I think was and I know you had mentioned that the kind of the crypto thing, like with I loved the exchange. I loved the dialogue between Clark and Lex at the end, with Superman and Lex, and then kind of that just kind of weird. That was one of the things where I was like, it kind of took me out of the movie, right? But the dynamic very much felt, 90s Superman, Bruce Timm animated series, like the whole dynamic between them, which I think that animated show is the quintessential Superman. Right.
I started this week. I started watching it. It's really good. Really like it.
And we were kind of talking about that a little bit before the camera started rolling, about how hard it is to make a Superman movie compared to so many other movies. Because it's like, I know there's a lot of like the dialogue, slight spoiler, but just behind, his Kryptonian heritage, there's kind of that little bit of saying like, I don't really like that, change too much. There's not really any other like comic book characters out there that I can think of too much that like get that kind of scrutiny for that, for like things that like you have to see the Superman. You know what I mean?
So like I was running it through the lens of the Batman, and it was part of the plot in the Batman. Potentially at some point is like Thomas Wayne was dirty.
Yeah.
And like I was thinking about that statement when we were rolling, and I was just like, I don't know, like if that had been a change also in there, I probably would have had an issue with it. Like then. I don't necessarily have as much of an issue because, I mean, it's through memory and Clark just have memory of his parents, right? Like whereas like I would have an issue with like Bruce having memory of his parents and then being a different story. That's just like him projecting Clark. In Superman, that's a little bit different in my opinion. Well, that was like a big reason I did not like the Joker, because Thomas Wayne was not a good guy in that, and I was really like, Anyway, have it pitch me. I'm curious what you guys think.
Interesting.
online. A lot of people are upset, about that. So spoilers for Superman.
Yeah, spoilers.
Yeah.
I've seen it 4 times. You can see it once. People are a lot upset about this video. They don't like it, even though it was in Smallville. I've never heard anyone ever talk about it in Smallville before, but that was also the plot in Smallville. But a lot of people, we posted some clips. A lot of people are like, the video's doctored, or like it's probably faked, and da-da-da-da-da, and here's how it could be faked. I'm leaning on, I don't think it's fake. I don't know why they would take that much effort to convey to us as an audience it would be fake. It's not fake, and it's authentic just to make it fake. I think that's dumb. I think that's kind of pulling the rug out of underneath us a little bit.
Clark's character development.
Yes, and it kind of, in my opinion, if you make the video fake, you kind of indirectly take some steam out of that moment with Paul Kent. Mm-hmm. And so it needs to be real, and that needs to be authentic, right? So here's my idea. I have a pitch. Pitch me.
All right, pitch me.
Okay.
What if Jor-El and Laura in their video that they sent Home with Clark, what if that is not Jor-El? What if that is Zod?
Oh.
What if those are not his parents and they hacked the pod and they uploaded that message knowing Clark was going to go into Earth and knowing they had a plan to get out of the Phantom Zone.
Oh, wow.
So he could basically hoping he would prepare the Earth for them.
Yeah.
And the message is then authentic, but also fake. Those aren't his parents. Mm-hmm. And I would do that as Bradley or Jor-El, the guy that plays Bradley Cooper Zod. Yeah. And then his first lieutenant, I don't remember her name.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
I'm going to pull it real quick.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that when they said that the video was damaged, I was like, okay, was it damaged by someone? What is, because I've heard a little bit of that discourse too, where it's okay, they were forced to send that message by Zod, but then last second, his parents intentionally damaged the video, so that way they would only see that first part. But I think we'll probably get some answers in the Supergirl.
Yeah,
because obviously she was still alive during.
That's a good point. So that theory actually can't stand, because Supergirl would know that that's not Clark's parents.
Oh yeah.
That's right. Yeah, she would.
Good point.
Unless it is a plot point and she hasn't seen the video, but I would assume based on the context that Superman has shown her. I would assume.
No, if he plays it nonstop, there's just no way that she hasn't seen it. I have another thing. I was thinking really long and hard about it. Mm-hmm. I don't care about this point, but I think it's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. This is only something you pick up on a fourth watch. so
clearly looking.
Eve is in the closet texting, Jimmy.
Yes,
and she's on the phone with Jimmy, and Ultraman overhears her. And so then Luthor goes in, rips her out of that room, and she's sending sensitive information to Jimmy. Mm-hmm. Lex Luthor didn't check her phone to see what the frick she was doing.
Yes, yeah.
These sexy selfies, smashes it. It's oh, no, what are you gonna do now? Literally just thought she was cheating on him.
Yes.
I don't.
He may be a villain, but he respects privacy.
I would never go through my girlfriend's phone that.
He clearly doesn't, because he broke into Clark's house or broke into
Superman's house, yeah.
But I did think about that, and I was like, why did he not look at her photos?
Yes. Gotta respect those boundaries, man.
Oh, and dude, I'm thinking story-wise, this is easily fixable by making it known that he's on a clock. Mm-hmm. And he's I've got to kill Superman now.
Yeah. I don't have time for this.
Thus
he throws
driving him to open the rip. What's it called?
Or dimensional rift.
Yeah, the dimensional rift. That's why he does it, because he knows he's on a clock and he's only has a finite amount of time to kill Superman. I'm oh man, they really missed. That would have been good.
That would be easy. He could be I don't have time for you. I'm done. And take care of her. Or, something like that. And walk away.
No, it could open a dimensional rift. I don't care. We're done. We're dead in the water. As soon as that article goes live, we're done. I'm killing him now. I think that could be.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That would have added a lot to to that.
Yeah.
So like I was just like, oh, and I'm like, oh dang, that's kind of like a plot hole a little bit, but also could have really, had they thought about it, really like increased the motivations going forward in that rest of that sequence. I don't necessarily care because I also picked up on something I just absolutely adore even more, which is on my fourth watch. Dude, James Gunn is a freaking genius, dude. The subtlety, and I just didn't pick up on this in my first few screenings, and I really was focusing it now. The way James Gunn manages to portray how Clark feels about Mom and Pa Kent, and just through like super subtle actions to really make it impactful, in that scene that they have. Because the first time we see them, they call him. He acts super inconvenienced, right? He's like, yes, thank you for my article. I got to go. What? Like, he's not really paying attention. They're trying to be like, congratulations, that's so awesome. He's like, thank you, like super monotone. Don't be a stranger. We haven't seen you in a while. I got to go. Hangs up. Then we cut to, that scene where he flies into his apartment. He checks his phone. He has 22 missed calls from Mom and Pa Kent, and he sighs and he pushes it off. And like that, like, I'm like, wow, they're really setting, like, so subtly setting you up for like, even when he's sitting on the bench and he's like staring ahead and Pa Kent walks out and he doesn't even look at him and he's just eating, and Pa Kent's like moves him over and he has that talk with him, and like you see the breaking point in that conversation when it's like, we give you the tools and your actions are what define you. See when like Clark snaps out of it, like, and it's like he almost is like, when Pa Kent comes up initially in that conversation, it just the way David Cornsett plays it so well, which is like, well, my mom, like my biological parents, sent me here to conquer. Like, this is almost like this is above, like this is so beyond what you could do for me right now. Yeah. Like, this is like doesn't involve you like at all. Like, you can't help me. And then for him to have that conversation and then him break down and reach and grab him, I was just like, dang, that's some Rocket Raccoon, like slaying in through the 3C. Like, dang, dude, that's so good. So I was pretty. I was watching this and I'm just like crying even harder at that scene. I love it.
Kind of along those lines, I love how kind of you have at the beginning where he's laying on the bed hurt, and then it's very sterile, everything's Kryptonian, right? Then you go to the scene where he's hurt again on his bed at home, and everything is all of his stuff from home, right? And the very end of the movie, he like combines those two things when he's laying down again. So you have like the Kryptonian and his home stuff. He's accepting both of those parts to him. Yes. I love that. Yeah. I love that. I love that kind of that final bit where he's just like laying there. It's got like both parts of his life are kind of melded into one. And I love that.
That's so good. This movie's so good. Yeah. I don't know if you know this. I put Superman in my top 10.
Top 10
all time.
All time.
Wow. Because I got that text and I was like, this morning, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
All time. It's at like 6 all time.
Oh, wow.
He sent a text and I was like, dang.
That's crazy.
That's bold.
I don't know. I'm loving it. I love it so much. I like, obviously, I'm a big Superman fan, but it just really connected me.
Yeah.
And I just remember how much I love that character.
Yeah.
And I said this last episode, but I'll say it again for you. Like, growing up, I would like religiously tell people my favorite character is Superman. And as I got older and like went to high school, and people were telling me like, Superman's the worst. Like, he's not interesting at all. Like, he's the most powerful being or whatever. And like, to watch this movie and like think back at those conversations and be like, those people had such a gross misunderstanding of what this character is. Yeah. And like, it's humanity first, his compassion, his kindness, and power second. Obviously, this is not a dig, but like Man of Steel hurts that, right? Because then that's the Superman movie going forward. So if you're not into the animated, you're not into the comics, like that's who Superman is to you. So this movie just kind of reattaching to me like how I felt about him when I was 5, and then growing up. It's just I'm loving it so much, and like I play the music all the time, and like and I've said this before, like if I end up watching interviews with the actors, I've like the movie's made an impact on me because I'm like finding more ways to engage with it. Yeah. Like I watched a bunch of like James Gunn went on a bunch of podcasts, so I went and listened to him talk. Yeah. And so I put it in my top 10, and it's sitting there right now. We'll see. I so far don't like. I feel good about it.
Yeah.
So it's my number one for the year as well.
Okay. Oh, so it went above Sinners then?
It did, even though it's it scored less than Sinners. It's not Sinners is like is so expertly made.
Well, and I think there's something to be said of obviously there is a big emotional component, right? So you know it's. And you're not going to have that with Sinners. So there's almost like, and that's kind of the difficult thing for me is like separating like the technical from like this was like literally part of my childhood. Like,
yes.
I'm willing to, because I connect with this just like on an emotional, like very much an emotional level. Like there are certain things that like, just for me personally, that like I'm willing to look past because like I have those kind of emotions. So I feel the exact same way. Yeah. So, cause I've got like, one of my favorite things I have is I have the original from the Superman the animated show. I have it on vinyl.
That's cool.
And it's like in the shape of Superman's crest.
Yeah.
And Mondo did a limited run of it back a few years ago, and I got one, and it's one of my favorite things I have.
That's so cool.
So we got a Supergirl poster.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
The one that says don't. What does it say? Look out or something like that? Yeah.
Instead of look up,
So
look out,
I started Women of Tomorrow, Supergirl Women of Tomorrow, the comic this is supposed to be based on. And I had a few thoughts, and I was going to see what you guys thought.
Okay.
My initial thought, I'm like 50% through the comic. James Gunn is a genius for putting Krypto in the Superman movie. Like, hands down, that was a genius move. Because of if they follow the comic, like that's going to be a big deal. It's a good move. My second thought is, I really freaking wish James Gunn was directing this movie because it's so Guardians of the Galaxy feeling because it's space. It's kind of like space epic, space opera like adventure. I'm kind of like, James, dude, like, I think you need to take the reins on this. Like, come on, dude. I'm like, looking at the art. I'm like, this is, this is made like for Guardians 1, dude. Like, this is like crazy because some of it's on like a transport and like they're interacting with other species, other aliens. And I'm like, James,
come on, man.
Be on top of this guy. Like, be a part of this project, please.
Yes.
Because, I mean, I'm so convinced he could have made a absolute amazing Women of Tomorrow.
Well, I know he has to like approve the scripts for like every single project to like make sure. So I am kind of interested to see kind of style wise what someone else, because that's the one thing that I am really excited for the upcoming projects is specifically when he was like mentioned in interviews that because I know I texted you all about this too. Yeah. That like everything going forward is going to be extremely different in terms of tone. That is what I'm most excited about, like for upcoming projects. Is different tones, things that feel different.
Yeah, and I was gonna say when you were talking about your book and like wanting to explore a lot of genres, I was like, the DC is doing that. Happen, like that's what they're doing. The DC.
Yeah, because like one of the biggest complaints about like the MCU many times is that while they all have different directors, they all feel like an MCU movie. Yeah. And they don't vary that much. And some of the better ones do vary.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say.
So it's like,
before you
the more they vary, as in many cases, it feels like the better they are. So it's kind of genius for James Gunn to just come out and say, like, they're just not all going to be the same tone. They are going to be different. You're going to get different experiences, but all in the same universe. Yeah. So he's trying to set himself apart from what we already know. Yeah. I mean, MCU works.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's what we've had now for 15, 20 years. So why not do something different? Yeah. Try different tones.
Oh, you have to.
So going on this note, this is a good point. A lot of people have been talking about, Pattinson's Batman being a part of the DCU.
Should it? Yeah.
I'm leaning no. Like I kind of want James Gunn to have his Batman and do with what he would want and with the character. I understand there's lots of complaints, or there's a lot of reasons why they should and why they shouldn't. Like a lot of people love Pattinson. I personally, the farther we get removed from the Batman, the less I'm kind of jonesing for the second one personally, especially after Superman. But following that up, I mean, he says he wants to do different tones.
That's what I've seen a lot of people talking about.
And that's a drastically different tone, and that would kind of fulfill kind of that. So, like, should he do that just for the difference in tone?
No.
I disagree.
I've seen that argument, and I'm like, okay, that's more viable than I was thinking previously. Like, in my head, I was like, there's no world where these connect.
Yeah.
There's no world where these two people are on the same screen. Now I can see a world where it works, but I still don't want it to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say, like, you could shift Robert Pattinson's Batman into a different tone and it still feel like him. But I'm with you. Like, it's been so long. Like, give me something new. Give me Robin. Give me all of that. Like, I'm fine if they don't do that. We can have it as a one-off little fantastic Batman Elseworlds film and beloved and leave it there. Let's do something that is totally a little bit different than that and give us a little bit more. I mean, I would say a little more comic booky Batman, if that makes sense.
And that's what I was going to say, because even kind of looking at the Penguin as excellent of like a show and a character the Penguin is.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so good.
Like, it doesn't have kind of that kind of weird whimsical element to it that is traditionally kind of like with the Penguin. Like, he doesn't like, he just feels like a mob boss, right? And again, I'm certainly not going to knock on the Penguin, because I think it is one of the best.
Oh my god!
It is a phenomenal. I would say it's one of the best shows that HBO has put out probably since the Watchmen show. Probably one of the best ones. Maybe Chernobyl, but just a phenomenal portrayal. But it's like, I have a harder time seeing like that Penguin alongside Lex Luthor. I have a harder time seeing that than I have seeing that Batman alongside
That's
that.
a good point, yeah.
Well, and this is going to be my main argument to not bring the Pattinson Batman unless you're going to like, basically like that is still another world, but Pattinson is Batman in the DCU is the fact that like that, I mean, we're not doing Dick Grayson and we're not doing Tim Drake and we're not going to do Jason Todd then if you decide to bring like lump the Batman into the DCU because he's young and they're starting with Damian Wayne and we know that. So therefore you're not going to get those characters. And to me, not worth it because I am jonesing for a Red Hood. I want to see the Red Hood.
Let's get Nightwing. Let's get, you know.
So I to me, that's just not worth it. And that's like, you either need to like still make Batman Elseworlds, bring Pattinson over, and adapt him however you would, or redo it. But like, I want to see the freaking Creature Commandos Batman. That guy was big.
Yeah.
I loved Creature Commandos.
I haven't finished it, but I was liking it.
I think like I don't love it. I think it's there, but like also ultra like vulgar cartoons are just not for me. I guess like I just not like my favorite thing.
I get that.
And like it's really dark. Like,
it's super dark.
A lot of the backstories for the characters. Like I have a baby and I had to watch Phosphorus's family get murdered with his 1-year-old son. Like that was just I just couldn't even like get through that. And so
I get that.
This is just not like Can you just be evil? Like can you just be a little bit more tropey, please? Yeah. Stop giving.
I had this idea one day to be evil.
Oh my gosh!
But I think that is also something that I've missed, like well-developed villains. You know what I mean? I think that is something that it's very difficult to make a villain that they really make you care about, right? And so that is kind of, I think, the magic that he does with that show is giving you such an emotional connection to these villains, right? Because that is very, very hard to do, is to give you villains that are not just good villains, but like you also like are like,
you love Ryan Coogler. All of Ryan Coogler's villains are
well developed.
Namor, oh my gosh, Michael B. Jordan, Killmonger, and then Sinners, Rimmick.
So with that being said, I know it was rumored that Ryan Coogler is talking with James Gunn about what project would you most want to see him attached to? Either announced or unannounced.
It's interesting because my head goes to, I don't want him to do like the big fantastical characters. I want him to do something more grounded and more interesting.
Yeah.
Static Shock.
Oh yeah.
I can find a niche one. Hang on.
I mean, Static Shock would be really cool.
Here you go. It's already been announced. Swamp Thing.
Nice.
seeing him do like body, like, I mean, he's already shown that he can do the horror. He's already like, I mean,
is he doing? So he's doing Swamp Thing?
Well, no. So,
the movies, the project's been announced.
Yeah, the project Swamp Thing has been announced. They already said it's going to be like a body horror kind of movie. I know they're doing the same thing with Clayface. But he's already shown like, hey, he's very, very good at kind of. Because, I mean, Swamp Thing historically takes place, kind of Louisiana, kind of in the swamps.
Lean into it. Just lean into it.
I mean, he's definitely kind of like leaned into that already. Like, I think, but honestly, give the man whatever he wants to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, if he wants to do a specific project, let the man do it. He can do whatever.
Too.
Yeah, he can do whatever. Yeah, do it. Hey, do whatever you want. Like, give the man the keys to the car, as it were. If he wants to do a specific project, just let him do it. But anyway, I think
like you would cook a Martian Manhunter series too, or something like that.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Cook because Martian Manhunter's weak to fire.
Yep.
Deep comic book lore. I mean, him doing anything in the DC universe is just going to be incredible if they do.
I cannot believe, like, after Sinners, Marvel's not like, hey,
you are now a creative director.
Come do Blade.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, what a miss. That's so crazy to me that movie's not getting made. Or maybe it will. I don't know.
Sorry, Brandon. You got Sinners instead.
You know what? I'm fine. You know what? I'll take it. Probably wasn't going to be as good as Sinners anyway if he did Blade, so.
Yeah. Is anybody else just feeling like, personally, like, I'll say this, after my fourth watch of Superman.
Oh my gosh.
I think Marvel could probably burn to the ground tomorrow and I just wouldn't care. Like, I'm just so in on the DC, bro.
Oh my god.
I'm connected back to
Calm
the shows. Down. I didn't know who the frick the Avengers were to the Avengers movies. Like, I'm kind of like, I could let it go. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I could love it for what it is, and they could just not make anything else, and I'd be all right. Well, let's put it like this: we're like, all right, after Avengers Doomsday, we're done. I'd probably be like, cool.
There's so many good stories though that I could see them doing that I would love to see on the big screen. It's hard because we grew up with these movies. They're so beloved. Like, I know we've been in like this weird state.
But you have them already.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we can keep going. Give me more. Like,
but they can't. They don't. Multiverse of Madness.
Great film.
Trivia.
Let's do some trivia.
Okay. I got some. So they asked me to come up with a few little trivia questions.
Yes.
So, and this may spark some conversation too. So
are your nails long?
We'll see.
No.
I don't remember exactly how many I had.
It's gonna be.
We're gonna do a little slap action.
Okay.
Is that in the middle?
I think so.
I
think so.
Cody will be the judge.
This is a hands on the lap start.
Okay.
No. Okay, well.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Okay. So I've got some I got some easy ones, some medium ones, and a couple. Hold on. Let me. I'll pull. Okay, here we go. I got some easy ones, some medium ones. So pretty much how I made these questions was all of the questions that I have is something that I had to have knowledge of prior to coming on the show, right? Okay. So I didn't want to go and like Google just obscure DC comic stuff. So all this is gonna be
this isn't fair because you're getting to be right-handed and I'm not. I have to be left-handed and my left hand is way slower.
Don't care.
I hope you fall in a vat of eels.
Vat of acid.
Yeah.
Oh, and become a boring villain? Yeah, I hope that happens.
Yeah.
It's
better than just being a boring movie.
So my wife got half of these right. So which I think is pretty good, right?
Okay. The problem with that is I don't know what her comic book knowledge would be like compared to mine.
Well, we're about to find out.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Question 1. Name the characters present in the 2001 Justice League animated cartoon. All right, what we got?
Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, The Flash, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern.
Which one?
I mean, it's John. And Flash is Wally.
Good job.
Yep. Okay. Good. That was gonna be my 2 follow-up questions. Which Green Lantern and which Flash?
Yeah.
So okay, good.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. Question 2.
Green Arrow's not in that.
I didn't say. I said Green Lantern.
Yeah.
No, I know. I was trying to remember.
He's in Unlimited.
He's in Unlimited. That's right.
Yep. Okay. Question 2. Okay. In 2024, the creative team behind Into the Spider-Verse pitched a similar style movie to Warner Brothers for DC.
Batman Beyond.
Dang it, that's right.
That is correct. That I am very upset
Pissed.
is not getting made.
Quite furious.
Why?
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler, Batman Beyond?
Yeah. Which I don't know if we're gonna do hot takes or anything like that, but I do have a hot take later. So but anyway, moving on. Okay. Name 3 Batman villains that have doctorates.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
That have doctorates. Man-Bat.
Yes.
Let's see. Ooh, that's tricky. Batman villains that have a.
There's got to be a timer on this.
Yeah, we should do it.
Okay. We'll say 30 seconds starting now.
All right. So
Got Man-Bat.
I've got Man-Bat. Who are some other? The Riddler?
Not confirmed.
Okay. I feel like I'm missing a very obvious one.
Got 10 seconds.
Dang it. Riddler's not confirmed. I'll have to concede. I don't know if I can do it.
Okay. You want to?
Okay, you can give me the third. So Man-Bat, and I think the other one's Harvey Dent. Or no? No?
Well, so if he is a lawyer, he does have a judicial degree. So I know that is a doctorate.
Yeah.
So
You just mean doctor.
Well, no, any type of doctorate. So I would say that one does count.
Okay.
I would say that one counts.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Joker and Gotham had a doctorate, but that's fine.
There's a lot. You're gonna be surprised at how many of Batman's.
I'm gonna kick
It is
myself
a
because
very-
I know like all the Batman villains, but I'm just like blanking.
It's not Bane.
No.
You would think Roz would have one.
No.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Freeze.
Okay. Yeah. So his doctorate was revoked after the whole incident. But yeah.
But he earned one.
He has. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay.
I'm like, he worked it way
Dang it,
back.
I
So
even
this-
thought about
yeah.
it, and I was like, no, I don't think he does, but
Yeah.
that's stupid.
Harley Quinn.
Dang it.
That's stupid. Oh, I'm such an idiot.
Mad Hatter has a doctorate in
I wouldn't have pushed that.
has a doctorate in neuroscience.
That makes sense, yeah.
Professor Pig.
Oh,
Is a
that's
surgeon.
an easy one.
You got Man-Bat, and then what's the psych? Hugo. Oh man, what's the psychiatrist?
Hugo Strange.
He was strange, yeah.
That's would have been
I
easy.
pulled
Yeah.
2 obscured ones, didn't I?
Yeah, I know. I was like, because I was thinking, well, I guess technically Harvey Dent is, yeah. But anyway,
Wait, did you get all 3? You got 3?
I got through him.
Dang it.
You gave me Man-Bat. I had nothing. Like, I didn't know that about him.
no.
We should have made it to where you can't use what the other person said.
No, because
I
what
guess
if that
I
was...
know,
that's-
that's fine. There's only 4.
Yeah, well, let's make it so you win, Brandon.
All right.
Yeah. So, and honestly, I'll say this too: Spider-Man respecting Dr. Octopus's name and calling him Doc Ock instead of Mr. Ock. Great on him.
Great on him. Good on
Respecting
him.
that man's hustle and that man's dedication to his
Absolutely.
doctorate. Good on you, Spider-Man.
Well, even like
Mr.
after his
Octopus.
doctorate's definitely been revoked,
Yeah.
he's continuing to call him Doc Ock.
What? Oh, what a respectable young lad.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So moving on. These are some a little bit more medium to hard questions.
The doctorate question was easy.
Well, I figured. I was like, okay, it's like most
You
of
can
his
guess,
villains.
like,
Even
yeah,
if you
yeah, yeah.
guess,
That's
like
fair,
you'll
that's
probably get a few.
You underestimated us.
Okay. Which DC character's fate was decided by a phone line in the 1980s? So this character was killed in the 1980s, and the reason that they were killed was because it was a phone thing where they said, okay, determine if this character lives or dies. Who was that character?
In the 80s.
Yeah.
Was this in a film?
Okay. It was not in a live action film.
In the 80s?
The comic came out in the 80s, I should say. That
Gotcha.
The original comic came out in the 80s.
Gotcha.
I don't know this. I have no rabbit trail to follow in my brain.
Ooh.
It's a character to kill.
It was a character that canonically died in the comics in the 80s.
Because of a phone.
Yeah.
That's a dumb question. So they're like they never appeared after the 80s?
So they definitely okay. So we'll give some hints here. He did at one point. He was revived.
Dude, I don't know.
He was revived?
He's currently in the comics.
So he's currently in the comics
He's
now.
currently in the comics. Yes. You're gonna kick yourself when I tell you.
I feel
That's
like
not the. That would have been the same timeline. It's not. Well, don't say it. I mean,
Okay.
I'm gonna guess
Okay.
because the only this is the only character I know that's been revived, which is Jason Todd.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so it's actually here's a nice little fun fact. It was actually rumored that one person ended up deciding the fate of Jason Todd from that. Because they kept calling in and calling in and calling into the phone
That's
line
crazy, yeah.
to like up the votes to like kill off
Dude,
Jason
I
Todd.
was not clear what phone
Yeah.
line meant. I thought
I got
literally
it.
strangled my phone line, and I was just like, "What the?"
See, that's
frick?
on me. That's on me. Yeah, it was a phone competition to see like
I see.
The
determine
the
who's in-
revived
That's on me.
hit
Is where I was
hell.
trying to.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the only character I know that
Yeah.
was like revived without explanation.
Yeah.
I don't know if I knew Red Hood went that far back. Like
Yeah,
in the
oh,
80s.
yeah. His whole comic.
For some reason, I thought it was like
so
90s.
his comic run is like him and Batman trying to find his birth mom, and
Yeah,
like she like
man.
betrays him and like stuff. It's crazy. Anyway,
That's interesting.
All right.
All right.
so what? How many are we at? How many questions did you prepare?
I think I've got a few more here.
Okay.
So I've got like three or four more.
You're
Okay.
up 3
I think I'm up.
to 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could still win if you.
Oh, no, you're up 4.
Yeah.
Because you
so
got
I'm
that
the
one.
winning. So we're tying or I'm winning. So I can get one more. But we'll play it through.
Okay. All right. In which comic series did Darkseid first appear?
Oh. Apocalypse.
No.
Nope.
Darkseid first appear.
This is a very,
Give it
very
30
surprising
seconds.
one. Yeah. And then I'll give a hint after 30 seconds.
Oh, and then I can come in and again.
Darkseid first appear.
Yeah. Whose comic book did he first appear in?
Whose
It's a
comic
very
book?
surprising one.
This is obscure.
Hughes. Okay. Whose comic book did he first appear in?
No, I don't. I'm on. I know.
All right, 10 seconds.
All right, I'll throw out a guess.
Okay.
Green Lantern.
No.
Dang it.
Do you have another? Would you care for a hint?
Yeah, you can hint.
Okay. It is a character closely tied to Superman.
Jimmy Olsen?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
Is where Darkseid appeared?
Which is why we need a Jimmy Olsen show so we can get Darkseid.
Oh, my gosh.
Could you imagine just Darkseid showing up and like just a Jimmy Olsen show?
anti-life equation.
Yeah, I literally learned.
That's
I
crazy.
learned that 2 days ago, and I couldn't remember.
See, I knew there'd been a lot. The reason I include that
That's
one because I
funny.
knew there'd been a lot of discourse, around him
about it, yeah,
with
yeah.
Jimmy Olsen. So I was like, okay, I think this one might be this one might benefit from
Could
some
you
recency.
Could you imagine if James Gunn did that? Just for like balls to the wall, like the first time we see him on screen is in a Jimmy Olsen show or like
Well,
anything.
I think he even said that like we're gonna get a good idea of what's coming up for the whole DC universe in Peacemaker of all things, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of a similar sort of situation. It's like it's kind of interesting to like show like the big, like a big reveal and like the big direction and kind of such a okay. This next
Dang,
question
you're
is
pulling out some crazy guesses. Oh my god.
these are good.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a couple more here. Okay, one of them is multiple choice. So Brandon, you may have a shot at that one. Okay.
Whoa. Let's be chill here.
So we had a guest that just came on and just insulted me on my own show. On my own show. Okay, I got a couple more here. What are the different lantern cores, and to which emotions do they correspond?
Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna get them all.
Give me
but
give me 5.
Okay. Red is rage.
Yep.
Pink is love. Orange is greed. Is pink love?
Yes. Or I suppose it's. I suppose it's technically
passion?
violet.
Oh,
Violet, pink, and
yeah. Okay. We can put that one to the side. Okay.
Yep.
Red is rage, or anger. Orange is green.
Okay.
What is green?
I'm about to stew.
Is green just will?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Green is will. Yellow is fear.
Yep.
And black is death.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's 5.
Yeah. That's good.
Good.
So the other ones would be white, which is life.
Life, yeah.
You have the indigo tribe, which is compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue.
Transparent.
Blue is hope.
Oh, never mind.
There is
Clear.
they recently introduced the ultraviolet lanterns.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Have you read the Blackest Night?
I love that. Is one of my all-time favorite things in comics.
It's really
incredible.
good. I do really like that.
Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run is my favorite, probably my favorite comic run of any comic book.
Yeah.
And
Exploring man.
I really hope that they go that direction with the Lanterns show is my favorite upcoming project. That's the one I am most, especially after seeing how well they did Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
Like I am like unbelievably jazzed about that. So,
I would love for them to explore the different lantern cores. I think that would be so fun.
Okay.
Because in the comics it's great.
Okay, let's do a bonus one on that question. Is name me 3 lanterns from those cores. For example, you can only have one in green. You can't like make all green, right?
Okay. Atrocitus is a red lantern.
Yep.
Dang. Kilowog's a green lantern.
Yep.
And
Are you serious?
oh, I'm trying to remember.
30 seconds. Where are we at? How many seconds?
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? What's his name? What is his name? The Yellow Lantern, the main one. Oh my gosh. Because it has to be from a different color core.
You got 10 seconds, Bubba.
Oh my gosh. Technically, Hal Jordan was a White Lantern.
That is
the best. Sinestro, bro.
Sinestro. Gosh, I'm such an idiot.
Hal's been like so many different color lanterns. Like Hal would work for almost anything.
That's true. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Same thing like Guy. Guy would work for red.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
Do you remember what the most prominent Greed one's name was? I can't remember his name.
What do you mean? Hal?
Not Greed. I'm sorry. Who's the orange? What is the orange?
Larfleeze. There's only one, and there is a Larfleeze Christmas special in which he tries to hunt Santa Claus.
That's so awesome.
I love that. Anyway, moving.
That's great. Oh, that's
we got 2 to 4.
Yeah, technically, yeah, we're 2 to 4.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, I think I got 2 left here. So
You can tie.
Yeah, you can tie.
We could tie.
Okay. In 2007, there was a canceled Justice League movie called Justice League Mortal. Who was the planned director for that movie?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Read the question one more time.
Okay. In 2007, there was a canceled Justice League movie called Justice League Mortal. Who was the planned director?
2007. Who would have been prominent in the early 2000s?
I'm going to give you a hint here in a second because I know that's kind of vague.
I have like one train of thought.
I have already mentioned this director in this podcast today.
Oh, you put your hand on your lap, sir.
Okay, I've already mentioned this director in this podcast today.
Guillermo del Toro.
Nope. Dang it! Okay, now it's the only other director I've mentioned today. Well, no, I mentioned a couple of directors, but
Is it? Oh, wow. How long does he get before I get to guess again? Because I have one in my mind.
you got 15 seconds. You can throw anything out there because you get a free
I can't even remember what you even.
Oh, sucks to suck.
Guillermo del Toro.
Okay, I'm going to give you another hint. I'm going to give you another hint here. 15 more seconds. Okay. Director of Happy Feet.
Well, I'm under there, but I also don't even know his name.
Oh,
So
George Miller.
there we go.
Yes.
Okay, so this last one is actually multiple choice. So, okay.
3 to 4, baby.
Which of these is not a Green Lantern? Which of these characters is not a Green Lantern? Okay. A planet named, no, there's 4. Okay, so once I get through the 4th, then you're good to go. Okay. A planet named Mogo. A sentient math equation named Dirksey-Ur. A sentient smallpox virus named Liesel Pon. A Green Lantern dog named Gruff.
The smallpox virus.
Nope.
Dang it! I thought I had that one.
So the remaining options is a planet named Mogo, a sentient math equation named Dirksey-Ur, and then a Green Lantern dog named Gruff.
I mean the sentient math equation.
No. You got 2 left. It's 50-50. You've got a planet named Mogo and a Green Lantern dog named Gruff.
All right. I'm going to go with the Green Lantern dog named Gruff.
That is correct.
Yes.
His
because I
name
knew there was a
was-
planet.
Oh, his name
His
isn't
name
Gruff.
is Gnort.
So what I was thinking was
I knew there
with
was
the
a
planet,
dog.
I was afraid that the planet name I didn't remember. So I thought might be the one.
Dang. I didn't
4 to
think-
4, baby.
All right.
Okay, so we gotta
have a tiebreak.
have a tiebreaker.
Maybe next
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Next time. Oh my gosh.
Do you want a tiebreaker? Or do you want to leave it?
I want a
at,
tiebreaker.
You want a
I'm
tiebreaker?
not gonna just. I'm not. We're not gonna tie. What is
Okay.
this?
Okay. Okay. I've got. I think I've got a pretty good one here. Okay.
Juicy one. All right.
In 2002, there was a short film that was made about and this is an official like DC canon, like this is an actual production from DC based on a comic in the DC universe, where the Easter Bunny hires a hitman to kill Santa Claus. Which DC character did the Easter Bunny hire to kill Santa Claus?
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
It's
I
insanely.
want to watch this.
It's insanely obscure,
Holy cow!
but it is a wild watch.
Deadshot?
No. We'll give a hint here in a couple seconds. He will also be making his live action appearance. So-
Deathstroke.
No.
Oh,
That was a good one. That was a good guess though.
he will be making his live action appearance soon.
Yes.
Can I go again?
Yes.
Damian Wayne.
No.
Bane?
Nope. Okay. He will be making his live action appearance in Supergirl.
Lobo.
Lobo.
Dang it!
The Lobo paramilitary Christmas special.
I know about that. I do know about that. You know what happens, Brandon?
You snatch
You know what
defeat.
happens?
Snatch defeat from the jaws
What
of victory.
happens?
Oh man. Honestly, I should win for that Green Lantern pool. I answered 5 questions in 1 question. Come on, man.
Okay, he did get the Justice League though, which was like 7 in 1.
Wild guess.
Oh.
Wild guess.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe Kody should just sit right there for every episode.
Man. I feel
How do you feel about Multiverse of Madness? Oh, that's the right opinion.
So I'm going to be honest with you. I have not seen Multiverse of Madness.
Oh,
That's a great opinion because it's not worth what?
Oh, it's worth watching. It is worth watching.
How many Earths do they go to in this Multiverse of Madness?
2.
That seems doesn't.
Sounds like you watched the
That seems like a mirrored Earth of Madness more than a multiverse.
You know what? You shouldn't speak on this until you watch it, Kody, okay?
That's fair.
They go to more than 2.
Ice cream.
You know you can't just sing that every time and
I'm
think
just
it's
saying,
funny.
if I was in a room with you and Hitler and Multiverse of Madness, I would shoot Multiverse of Madness 3 times.
That's a
I think you're going to get. I know it's an Office quote, but I think you're going to get canceled for that one.
I don't know. We cut it
We're
out.
going to cut that out.
You think we should?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll contemplate on that.
It's an Office quote.
That's funny. It is an Office quote. Wow. I can't believe you just made that choice. What do you rate it again?
Huh?
What do you rate that out of?
Well, I don't
5.
have to shoot Hitler because Hitler died.
That's fine. Yeah.
Wait,
Like
the
I don't
Office
have the
is empire?
option to shoot Hitler because
Because
he
he's
is
dead.
dead.
That's funny. I'm what did you rate Multiverse of Madness?
I thought you were
Six-
saying, what do you
6
rate
out
The
of 10.
Office?
Why do you pretend like this movie's a 2 out of 10?
Because I think that's still a miss.
Like we're not that fault. 6 out of 10 is
Yeah.
a miss? That's a positive.
Yes, it's got one positive.
6 out of 10 on a quiz is a D.
If you're looking at grading.
Grading's not fair because it's technically a 5-point grade, but that's kind of like rating out of 5. Which,
Yes.
you know, like
So if we do that way, it makes sense to
Yeah.
me. But if on a scale of 10, 5 is like good outweighs the bad, or no, good and bad are pretty equal. So 6 is like there's a little bit more good than there is bad.
yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I rate this like a 7 out of 10. Like we're not that much farther.
Dang, then you should not.
But I
speak
think it's, like,
so
good.
highly.
But I
Okay.
just feel like then why do you speak so ill of it if you're like positive
Because
on it?
like I think like I should say it's probably like 5 out of or like 2.5 out of 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever. I was just throwing out a guess. To me, like there are elements I've liked, and I've admitted that to you.
Yeah.
And I just think overall it's just like a big letdown. And you like to putting up the point that like it was my expectations going in, but I told you, and I remember having conversations with you at church saying you cannot have a big expectation for this because like, and the fact that like there was no bonus cameo in Multiverse of Madness other than what we saw in the trailer, it kind of sucks. Like it's
I
kind of
give you that,
stupid.
yeah.
Like and like to not and like you can put that on the audience as much as you want.
No,
but
Charlize Theron wasn't
but
in the trailer.
To not. That's right. Another
sorry.
postcard scene that's going nowhere. But to not actually set an expectation is Marvel's fault.
Oh, it is Marvel's fault, yeah.
Same with like
Absolutely.
Deadpool Wolverine. I have the same complaint. Like they were talking about this is going to save the MCU. And like it was a blast of a movie, but like he's no more a part of the MCU than he was in Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
just for instance, Marvel Studios produced that movie and Sony didn't, or Fox didn't. So I mean, that's just that.
Yeah.
I have one hot take that
Yes,
I must get off my chest before
Yes.
we
This
conclude.
is the platform. This
Okay.
is the place to do it. Get it off your
If
chest.
the
We'll be
third
civil.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie sticks the landing. I would put it up there with the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Godfather trilogy. That is my hot take.
That is so stupid because that's not even a hot take. That's a cold take because I would 100%
You don't think
agree
it's a
with
cold-
you.
okay.
I would 100%.
Like, you
I was
think so?
No, I was giving you. I was playing a joke. I was
No,
I was
you're
just
good,
trying to
you're
give you
good.
like an adverse reaction.
No,
I was
you're
gonna
good,
argue with
you're
you.
good, you're
But I would 100% agree with you. Like if Spider-Verse, the third Spider-Verse movie is an 8 out of 10, then they win, and that's like the ultimate,
yeah,
probably one of the
that's-
most
I
ultimate
would-
comic book trilogies of all time that
Yeah.
I really don't think can be touched.
No.
Now I can.
I
you wanna give
wouldn't
your
even
piece
say
on it.
just comic book movies or animated movies. I would just say movies.
Oh yeah,
I think
I'm
it is
in
that. I think it is that revolutionary with the animation. I think the soundtrack is as iconic as the Star Wars soundtrack.
Yep.
I think it is as iconic as the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. I would, if it sticks the landing on this third one, I would put it up there with any movie trilogy out there.
Oh yeah, I'm in the same boat.
Any single one.
Same boat.
It feels wrong
It does.
to say like
it doesn't.
no, but think about it. Like, I mean, you love Lord of the Rings even more than I do, and I love Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but
in a world where we just like hold it so high,
Yeah.
but
it just feels like maybe wrong's not the right word. It feels weird to say
Yeah.
that. It feels like how
It
could
feels
anything
weird.
modern
Touch it.
touch that?
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right.
I know exactly.
You're absolutely right
Listen,
though.
let me-
Like,
I know exactly how. It paves a new way.
Yeah.
It sets a standard and it revolutionizes its industry
Yeah,
and its
absolutely.
field. Lord of the Rings has done that
Yeah.
wherever the frick it's right
Yeah.
there. Dune did that. A New Hope did it.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse did it.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely automatically
Let me
in
tell
that
you,
conversation. It does not feel wrong at all.
In Lord of the Rings, when Gandalf arises on the morning and you have that soundtrack right as the sunrise happens in Two Towers, is the same feeling when Miles Morales is kind of falling in the air and What's Up Danger is playing. The same, it's the exact same feeling.
it's so good.
That is the same feeling.
Yeah.
Like
it
I still,
really
I
is.
still remember like both of those moments, and like it is the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But
Gosh,
that is mine.
That's a good take.
That is my less than hot take. That is my.
good take.
I feel like a lot of
I'm-
people.
I'm
would-
in your camp. I have a hot take apparently, according to the
Okay.
internet, that I've
Okay.
shared recently. I think David Cornsweet's Superman is the greatest superhero portrayal of all time of anything, and anything animated, and on top of that, anything live action. So therefore, over Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, over Charlie Cox's Daredevil, over any of the Spider-Man portrayals, and the one keeps getting brought up is Hugh Jackman, and like Hugh Jackman's a good portrayal, but it's not a 1-to-1 to the comic, like sadly. And there's something like Hugh Jackman can not control, like he's too tall, whereas like those actors, like so much of the characters were formed of the comic book characters were formed off the actor's personality. Yeah. Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, like Iron Man became Robert Downey Jr. David Cornsweet became Superman. And I just think a hot take, I guess, is that it's the greatest single superhero comic adaptation portrayal of all time is Superman, David Cornsweet Superman. And Christopher Reeves is also going to be in this conversation. My point to this is Christopher Reeves deserves to be just as good. But here's the thing. The movie came out in the 70s. And if Cornsweet's not going to beat it, then no one will. Like, it'll never get beat.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that movie, too. Where like if this movie is not better than the 98 or 78 Superman movie, which I think it is, then it's a nothing. Like nothing will ever beat it. That's what you're saying. So
I've got one more, I think, searing hot take.
Okay. No one disagrees. This is
okay.
me?
So
do you disagree or agree or you don't feel that strongly? Like you think it's a fine take? Like it's like
I think it's a completely fine take.
Yeah, I think it's a fine take.
Okay.
I feel like
there's not anyone in my mind that like fully embodies a superhero so much far and above that like I don't think there's any like just like blatantly obvious answer. And since there's no blatantly obvious answer, I'm like that. Like to me, that's not like a super hot take. Okay. Right? I can live with that take.
Well, to you, it's a hot. I mean, it is a hot take.
Oh,
like,
we've done so much.
Yeah, like
about
it's people are not like
they're like you're crazy.
You're crazy. This is recency bias and like stuff. And I'm just like, I think it's the greatest comic book superhero portrayal of all time.
The most accurate is what you're saying.
The best,
like the embodiment,
the best, the most accurate, the best, like all of that, like
okay.
And
this
someone
person
commented,
becomes the
right, and someone told me they were like, well, a lot of people like put in a lot of effort, and I'm like, but that like doesn't always translate. It's like the effort to effectiveness, like all of that coming in is in one. He embodies the character. He looks like the character. He sounds like the character. He feels like the character.
I think my one counter to that would be Wilson Fisk, Kingpin.
That is a really good embodiment.
So it's a good embodiment, but I think his embodiment is like not is in the Iron Man conversation because it's better than it is in the comic than it is like a direct adaptation. Does that make any sense? Like because of Kingpin and some of the Daredevil comics I've read is not like the same as how Vincent D'Onofrio plays him.
That's right.
So like that would fall into like I think going forward, Vincent D'Onofrio has set a standard for Kingpin, and then what people will try to make Kingpin like, just like RDJ's Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man. It's its own conversation, right? Like like David Cornsweet hasn't brought anything new to Superman, whereas like these actors have. Like that's a different conversation. But I'm saying as a 1-to-1 comic book like portrayal of all time, I think it's David Cornsweet Superman.
Yeah, I mean, like I would give it to you if you were to say like Michael Clark Duncan's Kingpin from Daredevil with Ben Affleck, but I'm completely kidding. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I felt like the garage door joke in Superman.
Oh, God. All right, I'm leaving. Okay. We're going to cut that right there.
Okay. So
and that's a wrap. Just kidding.
My last hot take, because I know we've been talking.
Roll it out.
Is in terms of, because I think you almost have to separate like TV shows from movies. Like it's hard for me. It's hard to compare like a Daredevil TV show to a movie because there's so much different character development like that. So it's hard to compare.
More time.
So I would say that in terms of the greatest superhero TV show to ever be made, and I don't think it's particularly close, is the 2019 Watchmen TV show from HBO.
Wow.
It is incredible. It is
a live action one?
Live action one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It is almost flawless. In fact, if I tried to, I don't even think I could think of a flaw in it.
Really? Is it that like?
It is incredible. I think it's got like it's got like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like it is.
So it's a faithful adaptation.
It is. Well, that's the crazy thing about it is that it's not an adaptation.
It
is
that.
an original story that takes place after the Watchmen comic.
Gotcha.
But it is incredible.
I have to watch it.
It honestly, what it feels like is what Sinners was for like vampire movies.
Yeah.
This show, both thematically, musically, tonally, Watchmen kind of feels like that for the superhero genre.
Wow.
That is my searing hot take.
That is kind of a hot take because I don't hear that ever really
Never
in the
heard
conversations for like the best ones. Like Penguin's been relevant. Mere like is this like the best comic book?
Invincible a lot.
Invincible a lot.
I do. Which I'm a huge
Now I gotta watch
Invincible fan.
But man,
yeah, it's one season, so it's a one and done
Easy
sort
watch,
of thing,
yeah.
but it is incredible. Like that especially since y'all like Sinners so much, like it's definitely like a period piece, like that definitely like deals with the same sort of issues, the same sort of like cultural issues that Sinners deals with, but within the context of superheroes instead of like vampires. But yeah,
now I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah,
I love me a good HBO show.
Yeah, have you?
I'm glad you didn't say The Boys.
Oh,
I would have been upset.
That's fair. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. As a courtesy to other writers, I'm gonna.
There you go.
I won't. The Boys TV show sucks. I'm just kidding. First 3 seasons are fairly strong.
Yeah.
This 4th season fell off a cliff, in my opinion, and it's just kind of like, how can we push the envelope and make people as comfortable as possible? They should hire Barry Keoghan, to do what he did in Saltburn.
And I will tell you. And the comic book is even worse.
Yeah, I know the comic book's worse.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, there was like this really kind of awkward, I want to say kind of like edgelord period in comics, and it's just I appreciate like from an artistic standpoint, like it's just that like thematically I just don't resonate with it, but
yeah,
not my cup of tea.
Real quick to wrap up.
Yeah,
how do you feel about sequel Star Wars? You're a big Star Wars guy. Sequel Star Wars. How do you feel about those?
So I do really like the Star Wars sequels. So now the one thing that I will say though, because I know a lot of people take issue with the change in like how I view Star Wars is a little bit different. Because I view the first 6 sagas as, obviously, and I talked about this at the beginning, as like the grief of Darth Vader. All of that is like within the scope of like the Jedi Order failed. Anakin failed Darth Vader. Right. So the fact that like you see kind of Luke kind of broken and kind of, not the hero, I think that he recognized the failures of the Jedi Order. Yeah. But instead of falling to the dark side, he just didn't keep on going with the Jedi Order. So I don't have an issue with that portrayal of Luke that a lot of other people have.
That would have been good if that was in the movie.
Yeah.
So that like I just kind of like I don't take as much issue with the sequels. Now I think my main is that it almost feels too safe because Rey almost does feel very similar to Luke. Now I think she's a great character. I think it is, but it feels kind of too. It feels like, I don't want to say like a money grab, but like you could definitely tell they were on a they were definitely like on a time frame. They're like, we need to get these out now. Yeah. Like, but I do really like that.
So I bring this up because so I'll also say this, like on The Last Jedi, we both have the opinion like, I think the movie compositionally is fine. Yeah. I don't have this like agitated hate towards it personally. When I came out of Last Jedi, I actually really liked it. And what ended up, and I remember a lot of Star Wars fans being like, this sucks, telling me it was terrible and all the reasons why. I just never really resonated with them. The only thing that really caught my eye was listening to Mark Hamill be outspoken about how he felt about how his character was handled. And so I felt for him in that aspect in that moment, like how demoralizing is it to come back to something you love so much and it just not be the way you want, you want to come back.
For sure.
But he in a recent interview talked about his motive, like what he came up with his own motivations for Luke because he didn't think those motivations were like enough. Yeah. Have you guys seen this?
I don't think I have.
So his motivations for Luke, right, are that he put behind his portrayal of the character is Luke got married and they had a son, and the son picked up Luke's lightsaber and accidentally killed himself with the lightsaber, and his wife, stricken with grief, killed herself, and that's why Luke has like hermited. Now, while that's like probably a really good place to come from, like in terms of portraying the character, a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, why didn't they do that?" That would have been horrible. That would have been so.
Yeah, that would have been a bummer.
That would have been way worse than like what happened.
Yeah.
My only other truly big thought about The Last Jedi, and then I'll go into my last question, which will be, and then Brandon, I think you have something. I have an idea and a pitch for how I think the sequels could have done Luke hermiting in a better way. And I actually kind of want to adapt to what you think, because that's a cool idea. And I really dig that. Not knowing where to take the order, not to repeat this, repeat the sins of the father in that aspect. Yeah. That's a cool idea, and I probably adapt it. But I was really thinking hard about this, and I think if you in Force Awakens, you basically or not in Force Awakens, but basically as Luke is training Ben, he gets the visions and he decides to not train Luke anymore. Nope, I'm not training you. I'm sending you home. And as a result of that, Ben, and then Luke continues with his Jedi Order. Well, as a result of that, Ben then gets corrupted to the dark side, kills Han. Mm-hmm. That seems like a really big Luke failed moment. Yeah. More so than what we got. Mm-hmm. So that to me would make sense of like, I failed big time. Yeah. And it really plays into what they've been doing with a lot of the shows and stuff like that, like Ahsoka not wanting to train Sabine or Grogu for that matter because of like an innate rage that they sense, and they're just like not going to touch it because of sensitivity to Anakin. Yeah. So I think like that would have actually been in tune with kind of things that happened before. So I almost think like, I could get behind Luke hermiting if that had been the case.
Well, and I think you could even like, you would have been even able, like, and this is kind of like the writing side of me thinks that like you could have even had a really cool moment with like him training the Knights of Ren and having them destroy the Jedi Academy and him being like, you refuse to train me. Look what I trained and look what we did after I trained these people, and you refuse to train me. Like that would have been a really cool moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been thinking long and hard. It's like I could have like been behind all the Last Jedi had that been like what Force Awakens was.
Yeah. It wouldn't really change what happens in Rise of Skywalker though.
No, it would have, because I think it technically, because I don't think people would have hated Rise maybe as much. It could be wishful thinking, because like if I truly, I think that would have given, well, personally for me, I never would have fallen off, because Mark Hamill would have had the source material to pull from to be impassioned by what he was doing with the character, whereas like he just didn't feel like it was that was it. But that's like thinking about Star Wars, and I know you've enjoyed the sequels, which is totally fine. I'm not up in arms about that at all. But I wanted to ask, because I've been doing some groundkeeping recently. I've been watching A New Hope, and I have a hot take. I guess.
About A New Hope?
About A New Hope.
Ooh.
I think the I think in A New Hope, the Obi-Wan and Vader fight is the best lightsaber fight in the entire franchise. And I'm going to explain why. Because when you take into account all of the history, and you think about why I think the people like to critique the Revenge of the Sith lightsaber fight, which is it's too ornate, it's just like dancing but with lightsabers, but our argument to that is like, well, they're sensing the fourth or fifth move ahead of the other one, so it's it's like feint after feint, or it's like they're it's chess, like not just like fun lightsaber movement. Like that's the explanation. That's how Jedis fight. Why not look at the New Hope fight with Vader and Obi-Wan the exact same way? They're just not going at it. They're being boom, like it's just a lot of thinking and a lot of mental chess they're playing. I think like I look at that fight and I really like it with that context, because one, it's just classic, and like and I like the idea of it being like when also you take into account his fight with Maul, where Vader's like thinking about a way to attack him and he can't, and so it's just like a lot of like like kind of just boom, boom, and it's not this like grand fight.
And Obi-Wan is an endgame too.
Yes, and then until Obi-Wan surrenders. I think I ended up when I add that, and it's out of context. Don't get me wrong, I get it. I'm bringing something into it that just wasn't there. The reason the fight's like that is because the lightsabers are clunky and like I get that. But when I bring it into it, I'm like, that might be my favorite lightsaber fight at that point because of what it means. That's fun for Luke and like setting the franchise going forward. Yeah. So I've been deep in thought about that.
That's fun though. I do like that. It does make sense because if Obi-Wan's endgame is to surrender, he is just playing that kind of mental game till he gets to that point. So he's not trying to duke it out with him. And Vader's probably trying to figure out his intentions, you know.
I think it's like here? One big like mental like their chess. Like I thought about it and I watched it and I was like, oh, this is a good fight. A lot better, this is a good fight.
Oh yeah. Not the best choreographed, but it's a good fight, yeah. I'll give you that. That's fun. I like that. Do we have anything else? I'm trying to think.
You had something and I interrupted you because I'm insufferable.
I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh, I guess I was just going to... the sequels, like... how did you... Like, give me, like, just an overall about each of them. Like, I love The Force Awakens. Yeah. I adore it. Well, so... Last Jedi, for me, is fine. Yeah. I don't hate it. Rise of Skywalker is the weakest. I like some elements more than other people, but it's definitely one that I would say I'm not a huge fan of. So, like, that's just my overall sentiment for them.
I mean, honestly, I love the 7th one because that's kind of how I started talking with my wife because I didn't know anyone else that had seen it, and I knew she had seen it. So I slid into her DMs and was like, hey, I don't know anyone else has seen this. What do you think about this movie? So that's kind of... So I've got a soft spot for episode 7.
That's fun.
I really, really do like most of episode 8. The whole casino bit excluded.
That's fair.
I actually like, and I honestly, I don't really even. There's no, and here's what for all the hate that the sequels get, I say this too is that there are no bad actors and actresses in the sequels. Mm-hmm. Like even if you may not like enjoy or particularly care about an individual character, there's none that just pop out and that I would say just across the board is just a bad actor, right? And that is one thing that I do think at times that the prequels does sometime kind of.
That's fair.
So that
that's fair. There's a couple rough ones.
That is, which is fine.
Like, don't talk about Hayden like that.
Listen. So
he played the character how he was directed.
Oh my gosh.
So it's kind of funny because the prequel and the sequels I think kind of have like almost opposite issues where it's like the story for the prequels is like
interesting,
intricate, is really, really good. Incredible, very memorable lightsaber fights. Some very, very incredible moment. Very, 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 very cool lore. Expands on the universe in an interesting way. But you do kind of get. There are a couple issues, with acting and like the whole. A lot of episode 2, I think, takes a hit, particularly like that whole sequence with R2 and C-3PO. That's like super, super long. Mm-hmm. So that's probably, and then on the other hand, like you have the sequels that has, the acting across the board is good, but like the plot isn't nearly as strong. So it's kind of interesting kind of seeing, but again, I love both of them because I just in general, I love Star Wars. I think the world is interesting, so it's like I'm willing to like look past. There are things that I just voluntarily look past, right?
Yes.
I think there's a lot of plot holes in the original trilogy that are even more egregious than a lot of the plot holes in the sequel trilogy. I think
like what?
So I think probably the biggest, like a lot of people call, Rey's a Mary Sue, right? It's like Luke outflew all of these trained fighters like in the Resistance, like completely outflew them as a pilot and was able to blow up the Death Star with no technical training from like as a military pilot.
But the Force.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing though. Is that like
use the Force, Luke.
Yeah. So, but even getting to
practically,
you know what I mean. So that little things like that we kind of view with. Like,
I don't know if plot hole is the right.
It's not the
term there, but it's double standard, right? Like you attack Rey for something, but
it's the same problem.
Yeah.
So just little things like that. I think everyone does that to some extent with things that they hold dear from their childhood, right? And when we change things, and I think that's why people have, become, a lot of people have strong feelings about Man of Steel. A lot of people have strong
Amazing
feelings
Spider-Man
about,
2, blinded by childhood. I get that.
So I think that's just kind of a very that things that like we look at with like rose-colored glasses from our childhood, from very good times in our lives, and when something comes along and I don't want to say changes, but like alters kind of that experience a little bit. I think there's a very visceral, very negative reaction.
Yeah.
That's all I think. So I
there's no bad acting in the prequels. Just George can't write dialogue to save his life.
Oof. Rough.
Yeah, there's
some dialogue issues there.
There's some awful dialogue.
There's also some like really awful stereotypes in that movie too.
That's fair. Yes.
Yeah. Like, that's
set this
What was
course.
Jar Jar? Is that what you mean?
No. Do you know what I'm talking about? Watto?
Oh yes. Yeah, that's.
That we may have to cut this part, but yeah.
No, I mean just don't get into it. But I know.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I've heard the.
I've
heard the discourse about that.
You know what I was
and
thinking
the
about?
banking clan too.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
the
I've
same
heard that as
sort
well.
of.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking about this when. Did you watch Andor?
I watched the first season. I am making my way through the second season.
Okay.
You're
I
in
know.
for a treat.
I know. I take that one.
How far are you in the second season?
I'm like 3 episodes in.
Okay, so I think you're good. So there's an SA scene in.
I know about that,
Okay.
but
So like everyone was up in arms and like we were kind of like, it's not out of nowhere and they use it well and it's not like
It serves
a very specific purpose. So
for the plot. It's not just there to be
That's
there.
fine. And a lot of people were like, whoa. And so people who saw that and had a visceral reaction to it. This is not what was in my childhood, even though if you really think about things that happen in Star Wars, there's like equally dark moments.
they blew up a planet.
Yeah, like but
A lot of people died.
it's not as involved as that, right?
Yes, yeah.
But a big argument was you don't think what universe do you live in when you just like you don't assume this doesn't happen, and I'm just like, so do we have to like assume that Anakin while he was a slave was probably just like totally abused? Like,
Is that what
I would think
that's our Star Wars?
Yeah, like that's like pretty dark.
It's like it's a dark way to
like
look at it.
to justify it with that, like this is Star Wars, it totally happens. It's like I don't think we should just blanket statement that because there are some dynamics that get infinitely more sad, like when you introduce something like that.
Star Wars takes a big turn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I do think Star Wars, and kind of going back to this, I do think Star Wars benefits from taking new and taking different types of story and tone approaches to stories. So I think Andor doing that, and even in the first season, like with like they're not letting any prisoners escape. They're just like executing all of the prisoners for nonsense. It's like it's like it is a lot darker and a lot heavier.
Yeah.
So and personally I like that. I like having a broader range of tone, right?
Yeah.
I like having a broader spectrum of storytelling.
Yeah.
Because I think that is something that is severely lacking in the sequels that they needed to remedy. And I think especially with the success of Rogue One and how good of a job Rogue One did at that sort of thing, I think Andor was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Man, it was great.
That's good.
It was a good 3 weeks for the podcast, or 4
that's
weeks.
That's why I'm going through
was,
it,
yeah.
and that's why I'm going through it so slow, because I also think that that his speech from season 1 about taking on the weapons of his enemies and burning his son is not just one of the best monologues in Star Wars. It is like one of the best pieces of monologue, best writing that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I mean that speech is incredible.
Yeah.
Like it is expertly written.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people praise it. Did you see my thing about how they talk about I'll see a sunrise I'll never get to see, and then Rogue One?
Yeah.
How they look at the Death Star, and that's like the beginning of the rebellion and everything. Like that's the moment when they translated the plans. That's hope and
Brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where
I don't know if that's intentional. I've not seen any.
I think, and that's why I think Andor shines so well, is because the dialogue is so well written, because the writing is so, because all of it, like every, like there's no issues that like I kind of have that I kind of just look past in other forms. You know, the acting across the board is incredible.
Yep.
The story, the tropes that they use is really, really good. Even like the prison escape and heist stuff, like very, very good storytellings of that genre, but set within a new kind of
setting. And,
So that's why I do love, which and honestly, Andor was is a big inspiration for a lot of my writing.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So and a lot of like the Clone Wars stuff, the relationship with Ahsoka, things like that.
I have one like thing I did not, or I should say it's fine. Like it's fine looking back. I had an issue with it up front, and it's more of just like, oh, it's something like I just would change because in that when Cassian gets arrested initially, they're like, oh, the initial crime for this was 6 months. Now it's 6 years. Too bad he didn't get arrested however long ago. And so then he goes to jail, and then he's like all about escaping, right? He wants to escape. I really wish they had kept his sentence to 6 months and him just like totally push back on the escape attempts. Like, nope, I'm serving my time. I'm out of here. That's what I'm doing. And be like really like he's against, like he's not helping these guys and like they want to escape. He's not on board until they find out they're killing everybody. And then he's like, I've got to get out of here. To me, that's like a little bit more interesting of an arc to then develop him because he kind of comes across like selfish and whatever. And they do that in the I mean, they bring that into the second season as like a big thing, redeemable thing for me. Even the first season was like, oh, he didn't have this huge arc that I thought he had. He's still very self-serving. That's just like really good. I was just like for his character, like to start in a place where he's not helping and then to for me, that was just like a one. I don't know what you would call that. Like, it's not a problem. It's just like a change I would make that would make me buy something a little bit more. But yeah, I liked going back on season 1. I really liked it a lot more. Yeah. To my opinion, season 2 made season 1 drastically better.
Yeah. Which is crazy because I also think that Rogue One makes episode 4 even better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people
absolutely. When Andor season 2 came out, I immediately watched Rogue One and then immediately watched 4, and I had that same thought. Watching Rogue One, while they look different, obviously, it does elevate a lot of the very big important moments in 4 because I know all the context of Andor now and Rogue One. But there's certain lines that they say, like Tarkin says a couple things and like characters have these lines and it's like, oh my gosh, it holds so much more weight now. Like because I just lived
stuff
through
with
all
the
of it.
Senate, like in 4 is like super expounded upon.
Yeah, it's like it's good. Oh my God.
I love it. Well, and like, I mean, I'm not the first person to draw this conclusion, but ultimately, like adding a new meaning to what A New Hope means, like not just being Luke, but actually being the Death Star plans, right? Yes. Like all of Andor, Rogue One, getting the plans to that is like A New Hope. That's our hope right there is we have something to fight back against the Empire with. Yeah. So.
So good.
Hell yeah.
So good. This has been fun.
It's the longest episode we've done.
But it's been fun.
It's fun. It's been a blast. Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
It was a good time.
James Gunn, please give me a Mad Max style film of I need Mr. Miracle escaping from apocalypse in the style of Mad Max.
There you go. We'll manifest it. We'll get George Miller to step into the DC universe.
What happened with George Miller's Justice League movie?
Just got canceled.
I think it was just the timing, like, because it was around when Batman was coming, like The Dark Knight and like those were coming out. And it was like right around like the financial crisis too, right around 2007.
Yeah.
So I think there was just a lot of different factors, and it just kind of like old Nick Cage's Superman movie.
Yeah. That dreaded 2008. But we got him. We did get him.
Although, you know who was going to be Batman in that movie? Armie Hammer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's right.
Dang, good thing they didn't do that.
Yeah, because...
Nope.